Hey everybody, this is Rich. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play awesome tabletop RPGs with friends and sometimes new friends from RPG Geek. This is the kind of the launch game, one of the first games as part of Virtuacon 2015. If you're watching this live or any time near to live, the weekend of October 23rd, 24th, and 25th, the Virtuacon will be ongoing. It's 24/7. There's a live hangout. Game, like a tavern for people who aren't currently in a game or getting ready for it. We've got panels most of tomorrow, lots of excitement. But today I am running Lady Blackbird, and I'm super excited because I've got 5 fantastic gamers who have all played lots of games, but none of them have played Lady Blackbird. So we're going to kind of learn it together. And so if you haven't played Lady Blackbird before, follow along. And if you have, hey, maybe you'll learn something new. So first, I'm going to start off and just say hey to everybody. If you could just say, what character you're playing and one reason that you chose that character, or something that you thought was really interesting when you looked at the 5 pre-generated characters for Lady Blackbird and why you chose that character. Okay? So we'll start alphabetically. Adam, how are you doing? And who are you playing?
I'm doing great. I am playing Naomi Bishop, the pit fighter bodyguard, who battles her base instincts with the sophistication of the semi-Victorian world, which I find fascinating.
Nice. That's a good choice. Awesome. So next we have Klaus. How are you doing, Klaus? And who are you playing?
I'm good. I'm playing Cyrus Vance, who's an ex-Imperial soldier and a captain of the Owl. And I wanted to try playing the captain because I typically don't play a leadership role, so this will be a challenge for me.
Nice. You're a leader like Han Solo's a leader, so.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It'll be like 2 movies before you're a general, but you'd go from like captain of a ship to a general, so that works out pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. Next we have Dwayne. How are you doing, Dwayne? Who are you playing?
I'm doing great. I'm playing Natasha Siri, Lady Blackbird. She's an Imperial noble escaping an arranged marriage to be with her lover, the pirate king.
So what was it about Lady? Yeah, why'd you choose her?
I've always enjoyed the female character who strikes out and leaves behind the conscripted life that's been chosen for her and chooses her own path.
Nice. Well, she definitely is that. All right. So next we have Jason. Jason, how you doing? Who are you playing?
Hey, I'm doing very well. I'm playing Cale Arkham, a burglar and petty sorcerer, first mate, and mechanic of the Owl. I've got a soft spot in my heart for mechanics. I always kind of like playing them. And I like his general dirty fighting and nasty little nature. And being a petty sorcerer is funny to me.
Yeah. And the rule systems for Magic for Cale and Lady Blackbird are quite different. It's going to be really interesting to see how those flavors change. And last but not least, we have Misha. How are you doing, and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm fine. I'm playing Snuggle, the Goblin Skyseller, and I just like the idea of playing a goblin. I like goblins, and this is another one that I could play.
Yes, I have a fondness for orcs myself, so we're all in the goblinoid races. Good job. Okay, well, Lady Blackbird is we've got a cool little box set. 'Cause I keep looking over here because my second monitor, I have it up and ready to go. But what this game is it's a steampunk romance, although steampunk's never actually used in the text. It's a very short game that you can download free of charge. We're using pools of 6-sided dice to try to resolve whenever there's a conflict. I will set a target number, which is the number of successes you need on that pool of dice that you're rolling. You need a 4, 5, or 6 for that 6-sided die result to be counted as a success. You tabulate up those successes, and if you hit the target number, fantastic. If you fail, then I'll either add a complication or push things forward, or I may sit back and laugh slightly, but that'll only be for a moment, and mostly in my head. This game always starts off in the same place, which is fantastic, and it even has some box text to kick off the game. But before we go there, I want to ask a few questions. First of all, Lady Blackbird, and I will now refer to you as your player character, unless I forget, and then I'll tell you about your real name. Lady Blackbird, I'm sure that Naomi Bishop, because she's your bodyguard, but do the other members of the crew, do they know that you're Lady Blackbird, or do they know you as Natasha Siri?
My feeling is that the other characters don't know that I'm Lady Blackbird, except for perhaps Snargle, who thinks I'm... Because Snargle is so used to imitating others, he could tell that I'm only putting on act, trying to act more common. So he at least suspects something.
Ah, very cool. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. Excellent. So Kale, and maybe we hit this more in a flashback, but at least briefly, Kale, you've got this brotherhood, this fellowship with your captain. Is that something that's been? Is that something he's aware of? Is that something that's happened for a while, or is it more recent?
He is both aware of it, and it's been for a while. He's certainly aware of it because Kale makes a big deal of it. Kale is like constantly going on about how when you're out here, there's nothing you can rely on except for the other people that are there. You have to rely on the other people on the ship to have your back, or you're dead. So he does that fairly often at any given opportunity.
Nice. Cool. Snargle, I'm curious, you're part of this crew right now, and again, we can explore this even more in a flashback, but is this a thing where, like, did Captain Vance hire you? Did you, like, how did you join this crew is kind of what I'm curious.
Well, you know, this most of these humans, they just annoy me. I call them fatties because they are high in fat. But this crew, they actually annoy me less than the others, so I just decided to join them.
Captain Vance, who was the pilot before Snargle?
That's a good question. Obviously somebody who betrayed us.
Makes sense.
Somebody who is not to be spoken about. And if I ever see him again, there will be a reckoning, I guess.
Oh man, I like
and
that.
I guess the only person who knows about this obviously is Kale then, I suppose. The only other person on the crew.
We don't talk about it.
Nope.
Talk about them. Okay.
Makes me very angry.
I love that. That's
Wouldn't
beautiful.
like the captain when he's angry.
Nope.
Naomi Bishop. So you're a former pit fighter. How is it you're a former pit fighter and turned bodyguard?
Well, when someone buys you as a bodyguard, you become their bodyguard. And when you don't die in your first fight as a pit fighter, you become a pit fighter.
Nice. Are you currently owned by Lady Blackbird then?
She doesn't like using that term, but I don't have any opportunity to leave on this ship, and she hasn't implied that I'd be going anywhere. I don't mind, though. She feeds me pretty good. Gives me money. I guess it's employment, but it's, you know, I try not to think about that. The future is in a safe space.
Nice. It's pretty dark there. Pretty dark, Naomi, huh?
You know that I had to kill people or die for a majority of my life, right? It's not an event that breeds optimism.
Nice.
I'm talking now.
This is cool. Okay, and then anyone who has like a picture or an idea for your character's description, you know, be ready. I'd like to hit that up. I kind of have I'm a visual person, so I love pictures, and the idea of imagining your character in a movie, that kind of thing, is really exciting to me. But for now, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to jump us right into the opening scene. As we hit mechanics, or when you want to do a thing where I say there's a challenge, then I'll walk you through how you build a pool of dice and how handle that. The one thing I do want to let you know, though, is that the advancement system for this game is really fantastic. It comes originally from a game called The Shadow of Yesterday, and it's called Keys. Each of you have individualized keys, and those are things that as you do them, or if they motivate or influence the decisions that you make, then I'll award you with an experience point. Also, if you're doing a thing, if you're playing to that key, almost like somebody in Fate, if you're hitting that aspect, and I don't recognize it, which is possible, feel free to like shoot me a note or just mention like, hey, because of the key of Daredevil, I'm going to do this crazy thing, and then you'll get your experience point. Other part is that's one experience point. If you put yourself at severe risk while fulfilling a key, you can get 2 experience points. For every 5 experience points, you get an advancement, which is in a one-shot game like this, my recommendation is either buy a new secret, which is kind of like a cool power that just you can do. You can do it either unlimited number of times or once per session. It's defined in the secret write-up. Or you can buy another key, and you can have multiple keys going on and get lots and lots and lots of XP. The other mechanic is the I want to give you a quick heads up on is pool dice, and those are dice that you can use for whatever reason and however you're building that, and those can be depleted and they can be refreshed. And refreshed scenes are when you're having a conversation with another player character and we get to know a little bit more about you or about them or about the world. And refreshed scenes can even be flashbacks. You notice I mentioned that already. So that's enough preamble. I don't want to overload you with mechanics before we jump in. This is really a simple game, but the more I talk, the more it sounds like it's not so simple. The more we play it, the more simple you'll realize. Lady Blackbird is on the run from an arranged marriage to Count Carlowe. She hired a smuggler skyship, the Owl, to take her from her palace on the Imperial world of Ilysium to the far reaches of the Remnants, so she could be with her once secret lover, the pirate king Uriah Flint. However, just before reaching the halfway point of Haven, the Owl was pursued and captured by the Imperial cruiser Hand of Sorrow, under charges of flying a false flag. Even now, Lady Blackbird, her bodyguard, and the crew of the Owl are detained in the brig, while the commander of the cruiser, Captain Hollas, runs the smuggler ship's registry over the wireless. It's only a matter of time before they discover the outstanding warrants and learn that the Owl is owned by none other than the infamous outcast, Cyrus Vance. How will Lady Blackbird and the others escape the Hand of Sorrow? What dangers lie in their path? Will they be able to find the secret lair of the Pirate King? If they do, will Uriah Flint accept Lady Blackbird as his bride? By the time they get there, will she want him to? So, as said in our little write-up, you are all in the brig of this titanic skyship, this cruiser known as the Hand of Sorrow. I'm going to quickly share a picture just so everybody understands the scale of exactly when we say size differentiation. This is, come on, work with me PDF. Here we go. So first of all, you guys have traveled from Ilysium, which is right here, and you are headed towards the Remnants. This is all of the worlds here are shattering or circling a dimming star. You're almost to the point of Haven, and the Owl, which has checkboxes are basically like wound levels and conditions. The Owl needs fuel right now, but you were going to fuel up at Haven, but unfortunately you were run down by an Imperial ship. Came all the way across. See this right hand of free worlds, there are not as much of an Imperial presence, but for some reason the Hand of Sorrow is way out here, and they ran you guys down, and that's why you're in the brig. And so let's take a quick look at. Oh, hold on a second here. Just skipping ahead so we can take a look. So here's the Owl. The Owl is about 48 meters, which for Europeans makes perfect sense, but for us stupid Americans, it's like, you know, the size of a large yacht. So for scale, the Owl, compared against the Hand of Sorrow, which is 550 meters, it's like a football field. It's gigantic. Over here, this Sky Squid thing, 139 meters, oh, those are legendary, right? That's just, you know, for scale. I don't even know why that picture's there. All right. So you guys are currently in the brig. of the Hand of Sorrow. In the brig, there are a couple of different cells. In the Imperial way, they weren't really designed for separation of genders. So you have access. It's a good question, Adam. Everything that's on your sheet right now, you have. So the secrets that are there are open and free to use. You haven't used them at any point. We kind of pick up fresh. So you're currently in the brig. There are 4 cots, but 5 of you here. There's a small kind of brass toilet type thing that does not look like it would be very comfortable to use, nor would it be very warm to sit upon. And then there is no sink. Looks like anything other than just using the bathroom is not going to be allowable within the brig. The brig itself, the door is operated by a pneumatic, pneumatic, and the device that operates the door is on the other side of a large cog door that was rolled in place, it rolled out of a recess into the wall and clanked closed. The 5 of you are in one brig. There are 2 empty brigs, one directly across from you, and then one at the end. So you're kind of at an intersection, empty, and then the 5 of you all here with just your 4 cots. You can hear you're near the bowels of the ship, so you can hear the engine kind of roaring. This is not what we call prime real estate on the Hand of Sorrow, those who are placed into the brig. So the first question that I have is, Naomi, how is it they took you alive?
I got the look.
The look from Natasha Siri, I see. Interesting.
Right now I'm putting the hole in the wall. Not even like trying to do it, just idly. Just punching it with the force of a sledgehammer.
That is freaking scary. Okay, so it's the noise from before is compounded by the fact that Naomi Bishop. What's Naomi Bishop look like, by the way? I'm just curious.
Oh, I used I put that picture in. Let me give you a link to it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. She's not wearing that outfit. She has to dress like a lady for travel, but she hasn't done anything about her blonde faux hawk or the piercings.
Nice. Yeah, definitely link that pic. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on at the moment. Cyrus, you know that as soon as they come back and see... Oh, there's a question in the chat. I apologize. In disguise, you have another name of traveling by... Oh, that's up to you. That's a really good question. So, Lady Blackbird, what name have you given them? Like, can it be Natasha? Because Rich's brain will forget if there are too many names going on.
That's fine. I wasn't sure if her name would be something that would make her stand out. Like, wait a second, isn't that Lady Blackbird? So.
Yeah, she probably does have a pseudonym. What pseudonym has she given the crew of the Owl?
Bella.
Nice.
I think we'll just stick with a single name for now.
Okay.
Nobody will remember that anyway.
Nice. I like that picture a lot, Adam. That's really cool.
Okay.
All right, so Bella then. Cool. All right, so like I said, Captain Vance, not a good idea to stick around. You've got Naomi punching the wall. Kale, curious, do you recognize Naomi Bishop at all?
That is an interesting question. I'm gonna say that I don't actually. It's not that Kale's particularly against going and betting on the odd pit fighter thing, but the whole ownership of people is not really his bag, and I don't think he's followed it enough. He's vaguely intimidated by her punching holes in walls, but he's not showing it because that wouldn't be acceptable. Instead, what he's doing is he's got like a rubber ball that he got from somewhere, and he's just Great Escape style bouncing it off the wall repeatedly. He's like, "Don't know what you worry about. Captain's going to think of a plan."
Yeah, Captain, I am curious here. You guys were pulled over. You were stopped for flying a false flag. Whose responsibility was that?
Well, that would be the captain's responsibility, really, wouldn't it? Snargle. Messed up.
Oh, okay. Ah, so I see. So it's Snargle's fault. Okay.
But the buck stops with you.
That's true. Entirely true. I take full responsibility, and I'm going to get us out of this.
How?
Well, I pull Kale over, and I ask him, so Kale, do you figure you can pick that lock over there? You think you can get us out of here? I think we need to get out of here now, or...
Oh!
we might be up.
Yeah, Captain. I was just waiting for you to tell me to do it. I thought you had to take a moment to let the brain just full mental plan up. If you're ready to go, we can go.
I just wanted to let the guards get bored, stop paying attention.
All right. So Kale reaches into something that doesn't even look like a pocket, and he pulls out a hairpin. He's like, well, I'll get to work.
Fantastic. Wait a second. Everyone was thoroughly searched. You guys are well aware that all of your belongings are in a locker on the other side of that cog door. I don't understand. Where was this pick that you speak of?
Well, there's thoroughly searched, and then there's thoroughly searched. As it is, Kale has the secret of concealment. And it's not a pick so much as a hairpin, but he can pull any everyday object.
Yeah.
Specifically, it says no matter how thoroughly you're searched, you always have a few key items with you. You can produce any common, simple item at a moment's notice.
Very, very cool.
In this case, the hairpin was kind of worked into the zipper of his jacket.
That's so cool. I really like that. What's the jacket look like? Is it like a leather jacket? Is it some kind of fabric?
It is a not in very good condition thing that was probably once upon a time a nice leather jacket, and now it's... I mean, fabric would be a closer description, but it's pretty beat up. And... yeah, it's been patched a few times. It's seen some love.
Nice. All right, so the challenge to pick this lock as you're taking a look at it, normal lock that were just right straight here, it would be super easy, but there's some pneumatic device here that lock things in place. Makes it a little bit more difficult, a little more tricky. So your difficulty to do this, your target is a total of 3 successes, so it's a difficult action. So now we're going to quickly walk through. What you need to do is you've got a total of 4 traits that are listed on the left-hand side of your character sheet. Burglar, Tricky, Petty Magic, and Mechanic. Which of those do you think fits the best?
I'm going to go with Burglar on that one.
Smart call. So you get 1 die for trying anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get 1 die for using that trait. Now there are a number of tags underneath that trait, and as long as it doesn't have a bracket around it, those are tags that if narratively, if within the fiction it makes sense for you doing it that way, then those get you other dice or more dice to roll within this pool. So what do you think fits?
I think that in this particular case, locks definitely fits.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that probably dexterous fits.
Okay.
And I think I could probably make a case for perceptive. Quiet only really comes up because I'm trying to do it without attracting attention. But I think locks, dexterous, and perceptive rather all fit pretty nicely.
All right. So three tags plus burglar plus 1 for trying. That's 5 total dice. Your difficulty is 3. You're going to roll 5 6-sided dice. Well, we're not quite done if you don't want to be done. You're going to be rolling 5 6-sided dice, looking for 4 5s and 6s. So it's about a 50% chance when you roll those dice. You have 2 options here if you wanted to get more dice. Number 1, you can use that aforementioned pool dice. You can use up to 7. You can use 1, 2, whatever you want, and those are dice you get to roll. The second one is if someone else wanted to help and they could come up with a way where they're trying to help Kale pick this lock, then that player can give a pool die to Kale for his dice to roll. So either of those options sound good to you?
Well, I'd like to get out, so I'm willing to throw in one of my pool dice.
All right.
And if someone has an idea for helping, then they're certainly welcome to. Right now I'm looking at 6 dice, which is I think about roughly a 50% chance of working, but
Okay, I think Snuggle could help. Speaking logs, because I have the ability to warp my body. I just grow my finger to be very thin and very long, and I just could help him to use it like an additional peak.
So Snargle acts as the tension bar.
Nice.
Well, I work the hairpin on the other part.
The first time Snargle's brought tension to the situation. All right, cool. So the
And
way
I'd like to add moral support as well, if I can. I mean, motivate my crew member. Come on, you can do this. This is easy. It's been in worse situations than this before.
Cool. Now, I'm going to take a quick break before we roll the dice to point out the first use of a key. I really think that right here, Cyrus Vance just gave some commands to the group, and they're falling in line. So that's your key of the commander. You're accustomed to giving orders and having them obeyed. You hit this trait when you come up with a plan and give orders to make it happen. So good job, Captain Vance. Go ahead and mark yourself an experience point. You can do that off to the side, since I'm already using the key marker for pool dice. All right, so now you have 7 dice. You've got 2 people helping you, with Vance giving you orders and moral support. Sure how that's moral support, but he's giving you orders, and that seems to work for you, Kale. And then we've got tension bar finger Snargle. So you've got a total of 7 dice, a 7 6-sided dice. Let's go ahead and see that roll.
All right. And that's good.
That is fantastic.
Lovely.
Yes, you have a total of 4 successes. That's more than enough. So as you work on it, and you've got this mask of someone beating on the wall beside you, so quiet. I'm glad that we didn't use quiet. Pneumatic lock pops free, and you can feel the bars. That jail cell's wide open. What do you do?
Great work, Kale. Okay, Snargle.
We're in separate cells.
No, you're all in one large cell that was made for 4 people, but there are 5 of you.
Okay, I grab hold of Snargle and ask him, look, do we have enough fuel to get away from here? Is our ship going to be able to outrun this ship? I need some answers now so we know what we can do next.
It better be able to.
What are you talking about? Just get us to the ship and we'll be out in a few seconds.
Okay, because we have 2 options here, guys. We can try to disable their tracking system. I assume they have some sort of radar or something. Or we can just make a run for it. But it's up to you, Snargle. Do you feel up for piloting us out of their gun range? Or do we try to sabotage them first?
I just wait only for one thing. You stop talking, okay?
I'm the captain. I'll say when I stop talking.
Okay. I just stand there and just clap in my hands, like waiting for him to stop. Are you done now? Can we get to the owl?
You better get a plan going or I'm going to kick both of your asses.
Is there some problem with your crew, Captain?
No, nothing I can handle. Okay, let's get out of here. Snargle, can you at least scout up ahead then and see where the guards are? I want to do this quietly.
Okay, I just drop to the floor and start crawling into the direction of the corner to just look around the corner to see where the guards are.
Cool. So when you look around the corner of the corridor where you came in, I'll quickly draw. So you guys were... so as you... wow, this is difficult. This is more challenging than I thought. Okay, so you guys were in this cell here. You come down the corridor, and then I'm not sure if you guys remember in my little preamble, there was a giant cog type door, kind of like if you ever watched Deep Space Nine, they have like the big, because it's steampunk, guys. I have to have cogs, okay? I'm gonna have giant cogs. It's just gonna happen. Just be ready. So anyway, they roll a cog in front, and the guards are actually sitting there playing like sabacc or poker or something. They're in a room here where all of your stuff is, and then the technical control for the pneumatic locks that you easily unlock there, Kale, that's also there as well. But they are not paying attention to you at all. Because they can't even
I'm just going to say to Naomi, I know that you may need to do some things some violent things, but try to keep it within reason, if you could.
I'll be as reasonable as I can.
Very well.
All right. Going over to those two. I wait for Snargle to give the signal, then I'm just going to sneak up on these two and smash their heads together.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not painting a good picture. So there's actually a door in your way, and the guards are actually on the other side of the door, like sitting around a table playing some cards.
So, is the door locked?
Yes.
Okay, let's try the other side of the corridor.
Oh, there is no other side of the corridor. You're at a dead end.
It's not a multi-access jail facility.
Right.
So with my background as an ex-Imperial soldier and knowledge of Imperial warships and maps, what's the best way to get out of here and get to our ship? Through that door and down that corridor and...
It's a relatively secure facility. You really need to get through that door.
Okay, no air ducts or anything like that.
They're steam ducts. If you can handle the heat, you can climb through that.
Wow.
I would not recommend it.
There's also a toilet we could send Snargle through.
I'm sure he'd love that.
That's pretty funny.
Okay.
Right. So how can we get this door open? Can you get this one open as well, Kale?
It's a little trickier, but I'll give it a shot.
Well, if you're the captain and you use captain, how long until they go back on their routes? Once they open the door intentionally, we can pop out.
That's not a bad plan, knowing me. So do I know this?
What is it that you guys are hoping to, make a noise and then have them come in?
Well, they have to come in regularly just to patrol and make sure we're still here. Doesn't look like they have steampunk security cameras.
They do not. It's on a newer version, like the Hand of Malaise. That one has security cameras. This one does not. The thing is, Captain, if you wait around for these guys to do their routine checks, that's that much more time that your idents are run over the wireless and they can find out who you are. And once that happens, yeah.
All right. Yeah, in that case, I think we're gonna have to do this quick and deadly. Unfortunately, I can get us through that. One of you through that door, but it's gonna be 2 guards on you.
Yeah, they're outnumbered.
That's plan A. Plan B is Kale tries to pick that lock again, but it's probably not going to be as easy, this one. And if he makes noise, jigs
Perhaps
up.
we could go within the cell, but with the door unlocked and
Make a noise.
lure them in.
Yeah. Maybe one person should wait behind the door. It's an
All
ambush.
right.
We can do that.
Naomi, perhaps.
Yep. Way ahead of you.
You wait here. We'll go argue, bring in the people, and we tackle them. Masterful plan, Captain. That is why you are the captain. You are brilliant.
Yeah, that's enough flattery, thank you.
It's not
how about
flattery,
the lady? How about the lady fainting on the floor of the cell? Can you do that, Natasha?
Yes, there should be no problem at all.
All right. Well, we go back into the cell then and start to scream, I suppose, or shout out for them.
Okay.
Guards! She's fainted.
That's a neat little
Just
plan.
add a bit of foam. Produce just some foam coming from her mouth. Don't ask me whether it comes from Kaplan's body.
Arms
Oh,
akimbo.
Snargle's just offered you some foam for your mouth, Lady Blackbird. Bella. How does that go?
I just look at it and say, if you could please keep your bodily fluids to yourself, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I just use it to moisturize my body. I said, it's actually very fancy.
Yes.
Yeah, you could have an experience point for that one, Snargle. That was good. So Snargle has the key of banter, So that was a pretty snappy comment. Take an XP on that one. That was great. It sounds like you guys are trying to trick the guards. Yeah. So who's leading the calling? Because remember, someone was beating on the wall. These guys were still playing cards in the other rooms, so they don't necessarily care that much. So I'm going to say this is a difficult. I'm going to lower the difficulty a little bit because you are calling upon a lady being in distress. Difficulty of 2. Who wants to try to convince the guards to get up off their lazy butts and come in here?
I'll try.
And thanks for pointing that out. For Lady Blackbird, Kia Paragon, definitely not wanting to put foam in your face. Yeah, Kia Paragon, definitely a hit. All right, so let's see, is Kale trying to? I'm not sure who stepped up.
Natasha.
Oh, Natasha. That makes sense. Wait, how are you yelling for the guards?
No.
No, I'm crying out and fainting.
Aha! All right, cool. That sounds like a very logical step. So let's see here. Which trait do you feel works here?
Cunning.
Absolutely. All right, so 1 for trying, 1 for cunning. What tags are you trying to use?
Deception and misdirection.
That works for me. Okay, so that's cunning, deception, misdirection, total of 4 dice. Gets a difficulty of 2. Do you want to use any pool dice?
I'll use 1.
Cool. Also about pool dice, so just to kind of skip back, when Kale made his roll, you used 2 pool dice, is that right? Or 1? You used 1 pool dice and 2 people help you. So everyone lost that pool die that you gave for that roll because it was successful.
Okay.
You can get it back later, don't worry. All right, so Lady Blackbird, if you're ready to make your roll, let's see it. And if it doesn't come through, then you may have to ask somebody else to roll the dice for you.
Okay. I guess it didn't come through. No, doesn't look like it.
Okay. Cool. Can someone else? How many dice were you rolling?
5. 5 dice.
Somebody else roll 5d6 for.
Sure, I can go ahead and do it.
Cool. Thank you.
We'll hope for the best. And not really get it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. All right.
We'll take 1 from the 5. No.
Sweet. So you have failed, Lady Blackbird. There's just something about that attempt to distract. Let's see. Yeah, you were also trying to pass yourself off. You failed at that one. So I'm not going to give you a key for the imposter there. But
I think the floor is a little dirty, and I've kind of hesitated going down, and it kind of threw me off. And I lay down in stages.
Oh no! Ooh, dirt!
On my dress.
Oh, that's great. That's very awesome. The cog door opens, and there's a brief pause. The cog door opens, and 4 guards with rifles come in, and they look in. They say, "Hey, are you bothering that lady? Go get her, John. Just get her out."
I point at the goblin and says, "He knocked me over."
Well, we'll get you to this other brig, lady. And so there's 3 guys. They have guns, and the 4th guy is coming forward to open the door. He's going to notice any minute that it's not actually locked. What do you guys do?
I was waiting for Naomi to jump on them.
Right.
I'm waiting until they get
right there. Sorry.
I'm right behind them, of course, but I'm waiting for 2 of them to pick up Lady Blackbird so that they don't have their guns ready.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty cool. Clever. All right, so Naomi's waiting behind. They're coming up to the door. There's one is coming up to the door. He's going to pick up Lady Blackbird. He thinks he's strong enough, and she is kind of slight. And so those of you, the 4 of you who are currently in the brig, they haven't even noticed Naomi's not there. Not the best guards. You do
Not the most important person.
I don't know. You're kind of striking. So, are you guys going to do anything before this guy opens up the door and sees that it's not locked?
I will if the captain doesn't.
Well, I was going to wait until they open the door and in the confusion tell everyone to jump them, but...
Oh, cool. All right, so we'll backtrack. So he comes forward, and he calls back, and the 5th guard opens the cell door while 3 of them have rifles pointed at you guys, and And then he starts to come inside, and he's going to come down to try to help Lady Blackbird. Is that when you guys, like Captain Vance, is that when you jump them?
Yeah, sure. If they haven't realized that something's wrong by that time, then that's perfect. So we just grab the ones that are not grabbing the lady.
Combat
like
is
you
what I
guys
do
would've-
best.
Fight some Marines then, huh?
Yeah, I'm just gonna slam 2 of them right headfirst into the bars. Can I take them all out with 5 successes?
That is a great question. So if you were to fight these Marines, if you get 3 successes, you can take a few of them down. But yeah, with 5 successes, I'll say I want to see how this goes. Did you get 5 successes?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I rolling a 4 or more, or 3 or more?
4, 5, and 6 is a success.
So yeah, 5, 4, 5, 5, 2, 4.
That is an amazing roll.
I'm good at this, and I hit both of my keys. Key of Guardian, Key of Vengeance. I don't think it's worthy or superior foes, but they might be superior in number.
I want to see this vengeance thing here. So exactly, you say you slammed a couple of them together, but then there are a few others. What were the rifle?
First two slammed directly into the bars. The last one, grab underarm lock and use that to kick off the last guard into the far wall of the cell. So before the rest of the crew can even get in and start dealing with them, I just take all of them out, and then I just give a look to everyone like, okay.
Nice. So here's the thing. Exactly how viciously are you taking these guys down with your Key of Vengeance?
I don't think I've been able to key... I think I only killed 3 of them. But that was because I had a bad angle.
Snargle, you just saw this woman who's dressed like a lady who's a little bit on the violent side. She just killed 3 men. And there's 2 more who are basically knocked out. She could very well dispatch them as well. You do anything about that with that Key of Conscience?
Did she actually kill them?
Sounds like... Did you break their neck? What did you do exactly, Naomi?
They don't look very good.
Are they dead or are they not dead? I just want to
2
make sure.
are dead, 2
I'm
are not dead.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I don't know. I probably should try to take out one myself, but making sure he's not dead. So I will jump on his shoulders and just stick his face to my belly and holding him until he loses breath and just loses his breath and not dies.
Okay, so you become like this goblin smothering pillow for a little bit? That's pretty interesting. Yeah. All right. So you guys take out the guards here at the prison cell, and 2 of them are dead. One with his neck at a very, very odd angle. The other one, how did the other one die, Naomi?
I put too much of him through the bars.
Yeah. Okay. So he's pretty well kind of mashed up. You've got an open door.
If you could take it down 1 notch, please. Thank you.
I expected 2. I had to improvise.
I understand.
Yeah, I mean, great job. No point in mourning broken eggs, but yeah, please.
Okay, guns. I give everyone a gun.
Key of Greed, and I know they have money because they were just gambling. I'm going through their pockets.
Nice. Okay, so Naomi runs into the staging area where your stuff's all in lockers. Looks like Naomi opens up and offers everybody their weapons. You guys can arm up.
Yeah.
You're getting their rifles?
4 guns
Good
of these guards, but yeah.
Sorry.
But the next step, let's go over and get our stuff back, unless someone has any mourning or investigating to do. I mean, if we leave these guys unconscious, yes, it's a... All right. I just want to say that if we leave these guys here unconscious, they're going to be killed for failing to keep us here anyway. So
that's not on us.
Is that true, Captain Vance? Would they be executed for failing to guard?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're
but the rest of the people here don't need to know that. At least not now.
Okay.
I slightly regret not joining this crew, but you know.
All right, I grab a gun and let's double it out of here. Kale, we don't have time for that. We need to get out of here now. Let's just get our stuff and get out.
Oh man, conflicting keys.
That's right. You can XP either way.
Yeah. So with a look of sadness at the lost opportunity, credits on the floor. All right. They might have keys. They might have keys that we could use.
Fine, but be quick about it. And then on me and Snargle, you take the lead, and everyone else, you coming now or you're staying?
Oh, we're definitely coming.
I offer hand up to the lady.
I will take the hand.
Nice.
You did your best.
But when we have a couple of seconds, I just used this time to whisper to the captain and point and Nomi that you can't let her do this one more time, please.
Don't worry, Snargle. I didn't appreciate that either, but we need priority now is to get out of here. But let's try not to get anyone else killed.
Okay, so I grow my nose a little and I sniff the way out.
You know the smell of the owl?
Yep, it's
That's
my
amazing.
ship.
It's my ship. Cool. All right. So there's an entire cruiser full of Marines here. What's the plan to get from the brig, which is located a bit, as I said, in the bowels near the engines, up to the hangar bay where you last saw the owl, where I'm pretty sure that Snargle can find the owl.
4 guards, 4 outfits.
Well, yeah, as much as I don't like it, that's actually a good idea. I put on one of the uniforms, at least the shirt or something, like the coat, so that I can, and the hat. I assume they have some sort of hats or whatever. And I suppose with my background, I should be able to impersonate the guard pretty easily. I grab the stripes off the officer or whatever and take the lead. That's actually a better idea.
Mm-hmm.
Prisoner transport.
I
Who's the
hand
prisoner?
off my dress to the lady. Glad to be out of that thing. Glad to have
So,
an excuse.
Kale, put on a jacket or something, and we'll get these guys out of here.
So Naomi's going to dress as a guard as well.
Yep.
Vance, is the Imperial Navy? Do they have female officers and guards?
It's rare. It'll raise some eyebrows, but that could actually be to our advantage. Who knows? But yeah, let's try it. Let's see if she can pull it off.
And then who's the prisoner? Because there are 4 and 5 of you, so.
I didn't assume that Snargle
Obviously,
needed an outfit. Yeah. I don't think one could fit Snargle.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone will fit you either. I assume you're quite big, or?
Okay, I just stretched my hands and said, okay, lead me.
Well, that is an interesting question. Snargle, are there any goblins that serve in the Imperial Navy?
No, they are racist.
They don't allow you to? Like, they...
No, they are strict, various, just letting the... okay, sorry. No, they do not accept anyone beside the pure humans.
What do most goblins do?
They actually the place where the goblins come from. They're outside the Imperium, and what the Goblin Society is mainly a secret for the humans, but a few goblins do infiltrate, and we just take jobs like piloting and fixing things.
So most goblins stay with their own people, and
yeah, right.
You're a bit of an outcast in your own, and that you come out here to all these humans, huh?
Yeah, it's not like I'm an outcast. I'm just I'm brave enough to leave my country and just visit places.
Oh, so you're a brave traveler. You're not an outcast. Okay, that's good. I like that. Awesome. Okay, cool. So you guys spend a few minutes dressing up. Kale may have snuck one or two scripts into his uniform. You guys are ready to go. So now you're going to sneak through the ship, right? Well, it just turns out that that is going to be a difficulty of 4. Now, who's leading this expedition? That'll be kind of the main person to do the role here.
Well, normally that would be Snargle, but he's not really appropriate since we're escorting him. So
I have sneak, hide, and run as in my ex-slave class.
Yeah, but as with my knowledge of the ship, maybe I can lead us through using my ex-Imperial soldier knowledge and my knowledge of Imperial warships. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
Works.
Yep. Okay, so as an ex-Imperial soldier, and I have maps, Imperial warships. Shall we do? Can I include? Maybe. Yeah, can I include that? I have command training and rank and stuff, and actually try to pose as genuine soldiers whenever we encounter someone.
Sure. So trying a thing, an ex-Imperial soldier. You said you're going to try to use your ability, your command. You mentioned that one of them was an officer, which makes some sense. You're talking about dealing with soldiers and Imperial warships. So it sounds like you got 5 at this point.
I'll give you a full die.
Yeah, and rank as well, no? Command, soldier, and rank,
sure.
That's 3.
Okay.
Maps, Imperial warships, that's 2. Plus ex-Imperial soldier, right? Or am I getting
plus 1 for startup. So 6 dice plus 1 pool die from Naomi who's helping you out. How's Naomi helping out? I'm just curious so I can have it in my head.
I'm just watching the angle so we don't walk past as few people as possible.
Nice. Okay.
And 1 pool dice from Lady Blackbird. She's good with disguises and clothing in general, so she's done some clever folds and tucks to make these uniforms look like they actually belong on us and aren't ill-fitting things we just picked up.
Hey, Lady Blackbird, I'm curious. I don't think with the large dress that you would traditionally wear that you're gonna. I mean, how are you leaving that behind? That's what I'm at.
No, she's going to carefully fold it up, and I don't know if we have a bag or something that she can put it in.
Okay, cool.
We have it in your travel belongings.
Yeah.
All right. Just curious.
And I'll throw in a pool die as well.
I mean, she was only able to flee with 6 dresses, so she can't leave one behind.
What do you do on the 7th day of the week?
Well, I'm going to have to go shopping.
It's wash day. I have to stay at home. Okay. Cool. So with the 3 pool dice, 1 from yourself, 2 from help, got yourself up to, is it 9?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see some dice.
So what was the success again?
4, 5, and 6. 1, 2.
So 4 successes.
4 successes with a difficulty of 4. Okay, so we have a little bit of a kind of cool musical montage as the 5 of you are moving, and there's a point where Captain Vance has to actually bark out a few orders to some guys, some engineers who are working on some part of the crew. Then Naomi, you have everybody kind of hang back, and there's some troops that march by on a different corridor. Oh, you had something?
No. Just making hand symbols.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were like, hey, I got a thing to add. Just quickly narrating as you guys, you had a squad of troops, Marines that marched past on a kind of a T intersection, and you held back because Naomi's clever eye, and you guys pull off the part because of Lady Blackbird's ability to make sure that everything looked just right. So then you're looking upon, I'm going to screen share just because I like this picture quite a bit. So you're looking on the hangar bay itself, which has a huge number of, here we go. Cool, so this is what the hangar bay looks like. It can open here on this side, open up to the sky, the wild blue yonder. There are a number of biplanes. These are all currently inactive. There's probably 30 or 40 crew members here. Up on this bay right here is actually there's a walkway and then a command tower that will help people help ships to land. And you can see there's one hangar for the Hand of Sorrow, and then this entire right-hand side can open up to the sky. The owl is in the middle area here, and it is not currently, like, it's secured, locked down. But there are no guards posted around it because you guys are expected to be in the brig as of right now. You successfully snuck your way past. So that's what you're looking on as you come into the hangar bay itself. And as a reminder, and I know Snargle may not have directly answered this, but just so you're aware, Snargle, you do not have enough fuel to get to Haven at this point. You need fuel badly. So, what do the five of you do as you're coming towards the hangar bay? Do you want to try to just pull off this and sneak your way all the way to the owl?
I think we should just march straight for the owl and claim that we're taking the goblin somewhere, or he's taking us somewhere, maybe.
Oh man, that's cool.
We can try that, bluffing them.
We can do that, but where are we going to go without the fuel?
Well, do we know that we don't have enough fuel?
Stargle certainly does.
Yeah, but I think he told us that we did have enough fuel, from what I recall.
Fair enough.
Snuggle, you want to point out at any point, you feel free to jump in, otherwise I guess they're going to continue on.
Well, I have an idea, actually. Shouldn't we falsify paperwork if we're going to randomly escape the ship with potentially a fugitive? We used to do that in the cage fight. We could change, well, I wouldn't, but they would change who would be appearing in certain fights in case someone was sick and wouldn't put on a good show.
Yeah, how are we going to falsify paperwork now?
I don't know. I can't read. I mean a little, but like I know the letters.
We also need to get them to open the hangar doors. I mean, I could try just barking out some orders and hope that they will listen. And try to make a run for it before they're... Sorry?
I might be able to open the doors.
All right, that's great.
Sorry, is the owl inside the hangar?
Yes. Yes, it is inside the hangar. It's just past that first 3 rows of biplanes. The owl is right there. You can see it. You can smell it from here.
So, Natasha, how are you going to open those doors? I mean, I don't quite see what the lady like yourself knows about hangar doors.
Belle knows everything about hangar doors.
All right.
Well, considering you've got me into this mess, trust me to do my part in getting us out of it.
Oh, touche. Okay. Well, I shall trust the lady this time. The rest of us, we march with the goblin to the ship. We'll need to make sure you get back into the ship. Where are you going, anyway, to open them?
I can do it from the ship.
Okay.
Should we make sure that they didn't put any locks on it? Tamp down the wheels?
Yeah, I'm sure Snargle and Kale will check that quickly while we board. So shall we just try to blag our way on board? With a goblin in the middle as a prisoner, and we just march on board and see if somebody...
I'm just gonna...
Not that I don't trust you, but there's a lot of ships here that's going to chase us, and... Snargle's a good flyer,
I trust Snargle.
All right.
He said he could get us out of this. He'll get us out of this. Besides, what choice do we have?
I'm just saying. Well,
if you got a better plan, I'm happy to hear it.
Trusting pilots hasn't always worked out.
Don't bring that up.
All right.
Kale's right. Kale, we need to look at the data for the ship.
We can get the ship unlocked. I'm not worried about getting unlocked. I'm worried about escaping. But if the captain says we can trust Snargle, then we trust the captain. What he says is what I says. You
managed to shake my confidence in Snargle, okay? Fine. Congratulations. Now, tell me, how can we sabotage this ship to give us a running edge, so to speak?
Well, I mean, we could shut the doors behind us. If I had enough time, we could sabotage every ship.
Yeah.
They've got a
What we best-
director tower, so we could do something so that the communications are down, and then they can't do something to call around. We don't really need.
I like that one. I like that one.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Let's try to stop their communication. At least that will cause some chaos and delay.
Kill
Alright.
everyone in the communication
sounds
tower
doable.
on it.
What? I mean,
Let's start moving over to
that's
that
one way of
direction.
No, I don't think we need to kill them all.
No. No more killing. That's an order.
Sabotage their equipment. I think that
Yeah.
should work.
So where can we do this, Kale? You're the mechanic here. Where can we
well,
poke this ship so it hurts?
just to clarify for shutting down all the other ships, there's a lot of ships, right? Rich? Yeah.
Yep, lots of ships. Sorry, I muted myself while you guys
No,
were
that's
talking.
fine.
Well, my
So
thinking is if we take out the communication of the Hand of Sorrow, then that will confuse them giving out orders to all the pilots, and at least they will delay them a bit.
Fair enough. So where can we take out the communications for the Hand of Sorrow?
Communications room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that far
I
away?
was directing it towards Rich. I know there's the tower. Is that where all the communications
Yeah,
are?
so and of course Vance is going to know this, but basically what the tower does is the tower is a control tower for the hangar itself. Communications array is handled in the bridge, and Captain Hollas is there, and the bridge is not really closely located on the actual. It's nowhere near the hangar. Is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, it was a really weird phrasing of the word, but.
Although, could in theory one of us get outside the ship and bash it?
Yes, bashing the outside of the ship is possible.
I mean, specifically bashing the communications, rather than trying to get at it from the station, bashing the communications on the
Knocking
outside.
down the antennae? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Well, Kale, I can probably get you there, but the problem is I can't get you back, so that will depend on Snargle being able to pick you up from out there while we're flying out.
Faith in my captain. You won't let me down.
This will be fun.
And another idea, Natasha, you say you can open the hangar door. Does that mean you
I
can
don't know
close it
who
as well?
Natasha is. No one said that name.
Oh,
Bella?
that was went by.
Bella.
Oh, Bella. Oh, okay,
I'm
so-
going to count doing that twice as protecting the lady.
I may be able to, but I may also be a little drained.
Right.
I can't guarantee it.
You can guarantee you can get it open and closed.
No, I can't guarantee that.
All right. Well, then let's.
Is there any fuel and equipment or hoses on tanks with fuel?
Feeling guilty?
No, just need to fill up our ship.
Are you asking in character or like? Are
No,
you
I
serious, or are you
just asking. Rich, are there any fuel and equipment there?
Yeah, of course there's fuel nearby. They don't keep the fuel like right in the hangar, but if you guys wanted to head, it's not far away because they're going to have to. There are a large number of barrels that are off on the other side of the owl. You could spot that. So yeah, if you want to try to refuel the ship, it's going to be difficult to sneak that. These guys are. There are a number of like 30-some engineers and a few Marines here, so the fight's going to start at some point of sneak. I'm not sure how you guys are. Let's say 5 successes to completely hose these guys to like it's no problem to bring the prisoner that we just pulled off of the ship back onto the ship, and we're going to refuel it. Now,
Wait.
it just seems like it's going to raise some suspicions. Just saying the fight's probably going to start. But yes, fuel is nearby. The ship is right there, and you guys have gotten so far. You're right at the doorstep. I've heard a lot of plans. I just want to make sure that I'm up to speed. What you guys had talked about taking out the communications array. You also talked about the hangar tower, like the control tower. That was a possible avenue as well.
Yeah.
Getting the fuel is a great idea. It's actually absolutely necessary. So what do you want to do first?
Kale
One
and
question
I.
though.
My understanding is we were going to the communications tower, the two of us.
And when you say communications tower, you mean like the control
Like
tower?
the control tower, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Not-
It's the I just want to make sure
Yeah.
I'm clear.
Yeah.
I can do that, although I thought that I was going to have to go outside to bash the communications array, but
That's the communications. This is just the tower that lets
yeah,
us
this is
open
a
the door.
different thing.
If we're cleared for takeoff, then that's going to do a lot
Yeah,
of work to get us time once we leave the area.
I'm fine going wherever the captain directs me. If he sends me
I'm
up
a
to
little
the...
bit confused, to be honest. I mean, there's the communication area, and then there's the hangar door. What's the third thing we're talking about here?
Fuel.
Oh yeah, and fuel, of course. But okay, so my thinking was that I would potentially use my Secret of Warp Blood to teleport Kale to the outside of the communication tower, so he can sabotage it. Then we get into the owl. Bella opens the hangar door. We fly out. She hopefully shuts it. We pick up Kale on the way. Of course, if I don't know about the fuel, that's as far as my plans go. If I do know about the fuel, then my thinking was maybe we can siphon some from the outside, proper smuggler style, before we leave.
Well, we can roll the barrels onto the ship. It's not like this thing has a huge gas tank at this
True.
size. It's got to have internal engines.
So we're clear. This is you start off here at the brig. You've moved up to the hangar area, which is near the kind of center mass. The communications array is up near the fore of the ship. The communications array handles communications like the wireless, which is what they're trying to run your idents on right now. So you can take down the communications tower. You can warp blood out there, Captain Vance. The problem is then, are you going to have them come back around and pick you up? That's the question.
And I wasn't planning to go myself. I was planning to send Kale.
Sorry.
Somebody's got to captain the ship. You know.
Oh,
Yep.
Kale. Are you aware that's what he's planning?
That's why I said I trust my captain. Like, it sounds like a crazy plan, but I trust him. So, if that's what he wants to try and do, then my basic plan is to sabotage the living crap out of the communications array while I'm out on the outside, and hope I see a ship coming by very, very soon.
This is one of my favorite plans to escape the hand of sorrow of all. I've played this game 30 plus times. This is one of my favorite plans, guys. I love this. All right, so who's headed to the control tower again? And we're about to kind of launch this.
I can't do it by myself because I can barely read. It wouldn't help very much.
Well, all you're got to do up in the control tower is to knock out all the people that are up there, though.
Oh,
Because-
okay, that I can do.
Yeah, all you're doing
If you
is
want me to
stopping
hit any
them.
buttons and open the doors or do stuff. Or,
Well, that was Bella was going to open the doors.
all right, should we just do it up there, or do we have to do it?
If I can open it for the control tower, then I guess I can just go with her.
Yeah, why don't
That
you go
makes
with Naomi?
Okay. All right. So Captain Vance is going to send Kale to the communications array. Snargle and Captain, are you approaching the ship then? Is that your plan?
Well, we'll have to bring Naomi and Bella with us. So I guess we'll have to wait for them to do their thing.
Okay.
Or no, we probably should go to the ship and start powering it up, I guess.
All right. That makes
Actually,
sense. So we got. Sorry. Go ahead.
I just look at Bella and I said, I feel you potentially can just command one of the technicians to fill the fuel for our ship.
Yes, but I believe the idea was to disable them so to slow down the chase. I did not know we needed to refuel. I thought you said we had enough fuel.
I also heard that.
What are you saying, Snargle? We don't have enough fuel?
Of course we have, but you know,
Well, then that seems unnecessary if we have enough fuel.
but it would be better with some more fuel.
Yes, but at any moment now, they're going to raise the alarm when they realize that we're missing. So if we don't need to refuel, it seems like an unnecessary and dangerous
Snargle.
step.
I took a risk on you, Snargle. Don't make me doubt you.
We
Don't
have
make me
more
regret
fuel,
my
we can
decision.
sell it later.
Don't doubt me, just fuel up the ship. What's the problem?
God, I knew it. Okay, we need to get some fuel on the ship then. Great.
Very, Very well.
complications in the plan. How are we going to do that?
Well, we could add the order from the control to have them fuel up the ships.
Okay, that's good. Quick thinking there again, Naomi. Yep,
Very well.
make it so.
Add that to our agenda.
All right. So Belle, aka Lady Blackbird, Naomi are going to take the ladder up and head to the walkway, head into the control room to try to command the soldiers to help refuel, command some engineers to help refuel the Owl, and then disable all the other ships that they can, open the doors so that the Owl can get out. Is that okay? That's what you're trying to accomplish. Meanwhile, Captain Vance is going to send Kale to the communications array to take down the communications array. Then Captain Vance and Snargle are going to march their way and bluff their way onto the Owl to prep it and go through all the pre-flight checks to get her ready to take off and then handle the refueling. Is that all of that? Everything
Straightforward.
Good? It is straightforward.
I don't see any vulnerability.
That is a great plan. All right, so I'm going to start off with Kale. So, what does it feel like, Captain Vance, when you warp blood someone else? What does it feel like for them?
Incredibly scary, confusing, and you probably see something. I'm not quite sure what. What do you think, Kale, you see?
Mom?
Oh, man. Cool. Okay,
Something
and then
men are not meant to see, perhaps.
Kale, you've never. Are you aware that Captain Vance could do this?
No, and he kind of said he could get me out, but he wasn't sure I could get me back, and I said I'd trust him. So no, this is news to me.
Yeah, I'll give you a definite XP for this. You're a crazy man.
Can I have both mission and fraternity in my keys, sire?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Right.
All right, so we start off with Captain Cyrus Vance puts his hands on Kale, but like grab his shoulder or something, and then Kale disappears. So Kale, there's this long moment where it's almost like you're falling in the dark, but somehow you're aware of this otherworldly presence that in your mind's eye, its back was turned, and for a moment, it becomes aware of you, and you feel these unseen eyes peer into your soul. And then a hand start to reach, for you can actually feel it, like that moment before someone touches you, where you can almost feel the nimbus, like that touch of essence. And then, bam, you're standing, and the wind is all around, whipping around your hair, and you're standing on almost the bow of, if that exists, of the Hand of Sorrow, and there are these huge metallic like fronds that come out from the communications array, and you're all by yourself, and any misstep, you're going to fall, and you're never going to stop falling, because you'll go down into the blue, and then before you stop falling, probably the viscous gases there will tear away, or those legendary sky squid, maybe one of them will just hey, it's like delivery, awesome. So that's the first few things that pop into your mind as you come onto the communications array. It just so happens, Kale, that there's a maintenance crew working on one of the turrets. They haven't seen you yet. What do you do? Oh, the crew's 3.
What's that?
Crew of 3.
Oh, crew of 3. Yeah, for the most part, I intend to not engage with them, actually, as much as possible. My plan is to, once I stop the internal screaming, to very efficiently and quietly make my way around the communications array, and I'm not attempting to just bash it, because I am a professional top-notch mechanic. I may be a petty sorcerer, but by golly, I am a top-notch mechanic and saboteur, and I am unscrewing the living bejesus out of it so it just kind of falls apart and stops working.
That is awesome. I'm going to say that taking out the communications array for the Hand of Sorrow. I'm going to call that, and it's definitely, I think mechanic makes a lot of sense here. I'm going to say doing it quickly without being noticed is quite.
You have some
go with-
time.
Well, I will tell you, I don't actually have to be quick, as near as I can tell. I've got like 5 minutes.
All right, fine. Then we'll
I've
call
got-
it difficult.
Yeah, I've
Difficult.
got Obi-Wan time to do it.
You've got Obi-Wan time, which is X plus Anakin minus the prequel. All right, cool. So we'll call that a difficult roll. You go ahead and we'll come back to you after you've built your pool and walk through that.
All right.
So I'm going to quick, smash cut, jump cut over to Captain Vance and Snargle. So Captain Vance, are you still like pulling off this prisoner routine that I'm leading my prisoner towards the owl? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. I just march over there with Snargle in tow, and anyone who comes within earshot, I say, I'm taking the goblin into. He's going to point out where they have the hidden stash aboard the ship. He's ratting out the rest of the crew. We need some fuel rolled over there as well for later.
Nice. I gotta tell you, that's a pretty good lie. But asking for fuel, that's a little sneaky. So I'm gonna call it difficult as well. So that's a difficult roll for you to pull it off. And Snargle, if you have a way that you want to play it up to help him on the roll, you're welcome to. But if you want to let him sink or swim, then that's your call. So that's cool. So go ahead and build your roll as you're we have a long shot as you're walking between the biplanes and kind of marking straight up, and a few engineers look your way, and then as I said, there are some Marines that are just generally on guards. They're definitely going to take note of someone in a prison guard uniform, which has slightly different, like the stripes on the pants are slightly different gray. So they are able to kind of mark there's something weird going on, and goblin. So you're going to have to pull off that little line. So you start building a pool, and then we're going to kind of smash cut again to Naomi and Belle as you are finished climbing up the ladder, as you're walking along the kind of metallic catwalk, and there's that weird clink clonk of the prison guard boots. Do you wear boots often, Belle? By the way, is this at all uncomfortable for you?
I think every once in a while, with the right outfit, which goes riding.
Nice. Cool. All right, so then you kind of come around the corner and you start heading down towards the control tower. Control tower is well staffed. There's a staff of basically like a half squad of people who are looking at radars. They're in communication across the wireless throughout the ship, and just coordinating efforts. There is definitely an officer and then a number of technicians who are here, and there's a lot of communication. It's a relatively busy thing. I mean, imagine it's kind of the nexus point for the entire hangar. So when you two march in, they look up, and there are 6 pairs of eyes that notice that some prison guards just showed up out of nowhere, and there is a pretty hard-looking man in his 40s. You can see that he's got, it's stripes on a uniform, but I imagine you at least know when you're talking to an officer from your time in the Imperial court. So there is an officer and a lieutenant who comes down and says, "Madams, why are you here? Please state your business."
Yes, we've got a message. We've got information from the prisoners, and we're going to need to get some fuel in their ship. It's coming from higher ups.
We're trying
From who? I'm sorry.
and I'm just clutching my fist, just holding the gun very, very firmly, and just... It's the old gambit. We need to know where the prisoners and the rebels are, so we're letting them think they're getting away. It's not something we want everyone in on, because they are overseeing our communication. That's why it didn't come over the wireless.
I think that's a tall tale. I think that is a challenging lie to pull off to this lieutenant. You're both working together. Who is making the roll?
Lady's the good talker.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you call. All right. So now we are going to smash cut back to the communications array, where we have Kale kind of crawling along a giant antenna.
I trust my captain. I trust my captain. I trust my captain.
It's so awesome.
As a quick question, because I'm less than familiar with spellcasting, I am only able to ever tag one spell at a time.
That is correct. Because you are not a full-blooded sorcerer, but just a petty sorcerer.
Right. So I couldn't include that in a mechanic pool, but I could use it to help someone else.
You could.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Just so I was clarifying there. All right. So I have built a pool I'm fairly happy with.
All right. How walk me through it?
All right. So first of all, it's mechanics. So that's one die.
Doing a thing and then mechanic.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we can say sabotage.
Yeah.
Fairly solidly. And I'm trying to be efficient about this rather than just randomly smacking it. The other one I've got here is spare parts, but I'm less sure about that one, to be honest, because my thinking was that either one, I could be also salvaging stuff I might want for later, or two, I might be shoving things in where they don't go. But like I said, I'm less sure about that one.
If you're less sure, I think I'm gonna say no.
All right, I will take that out. So that's 3 for those.
Plus 1 for trying, so you got a total of 4.
Yeah, so there's a total of 4 for that. Then instead of taking the XP for hitting my key of the mission, I decided to throw in extra dice for that. And I'm relatively certain that this goes into danger, so I get 2 dice for that.
Yeah.
And then because I really don't want to die, I was going to throw in 1 more to be just from the pool, which gives me a total of 7.
Total of 7 is a difficulty of 3. That sounds like pretty good odds. You do not fail.
Never tell him the odds.
Please don't tell me the odds. All right, so here we go. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5. I've got 5 there.
Oh,
wait, no, I miscounted.
You got
1, 2,
your
3, 4. Yeah, I'm used to thinking math. What can I say? But I've got 4. I've got it. Is the important part.
So this is why we don't tell you the odds. Okay.
Yeah. It's good reason.
Awesome. So we kind of have that moment of Kale crawling along the array. He's opening up a few access panels. He's working on the sabotage. He's doing it nice and quick and quiet. And then we pop back and we see Captain Vance and Snargle as you're approaching the Owl, and there are a pair of Marines that are headed your way, and you bark off your orders and say, we need to get him on the ship, and we need to refuel this sucker. So let's see how they buy it, and see if they buy it here, Captain Vance. What's your pool?
Well, I'll use my ex-Imperial soldier and command soldiers in rank seem appropriate here, I think. And then since I have the key of the commander, and I just realized from what Kale was saying that I can use that, so maybe I get 1 dice from that.
Yeah, what you do with that is basically if you fulfill a key, one of the things you can do instead of taking experience points, you can take a pool die, which is a really great idea.
Yeah, so I'm barking orders at them. And then can I also add some pool die from my own pool, like a couple?
Sure can.
So
But
that should be...
Smuggle is also participating in this pool. Is it okay?
Yeah.
While we are walking down this pathway, every time I see an Empire soldier, I say to him, "Oh, Empire, I hate you so much, but you caught me. Good work, Empire. Good work." Because I know this is what makes them very proud of themselves and they let us. And another thing, I use my warping abilities to assume a very hideous form, and so the guards are happy to get rid of me and don't proceed with any questions.
Nice. Okay, so that's a pool die to you. That's great. All right, so let's count it up here. We've got 1 for trying ex-Imperial soldier. You were using... I'm sorry, I got confused. We got 1 pool die from help. Pool die from key of the commander. That's a total of 4. What were the other tags that you were using? Command?
Command, soldier, and rank.
All right. Wow, that's pretty good. Looks like you've got a total of 7. dice that you're rolling. And then you wanted to spend any pool dice on top of that?
Yeah, I'll spend 1 pool die on top of that.
Okay, so you're spending 1 pool on top of that. So just so everybody's tracking, I'm unfortunately going a little bit on honor system since we're not sitting at a table. When you use those pool dice, if the roll is successful, that pool die goes away. So people should be somewhere in like the 3s or 4s with pool dice, at least a few of you, because I know you've been using pool dice quite a
I'll
bit.
have 4 after this.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, let's see that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
That is a lot of 5s. Fantastic. All right, so the Marines are like, oh, bloody goblin. Yeah, get him the hell off the ship. And yeah, one of them's like traitorous scum. So yeah, they're pretty grossed out by you, and they fall in line even though you're just a prison officer. You're still an officer, so they're Marines. They do their job. And then we smash cut back up to the control tower, and it's kind of cool. We're doing a camera trick to where Naomi and Belle are standing. The camera can see over your shoulders down where you can see the owl. You can see that right now.
Also, we jibbed up from them two craning over and
yeah, exactly, yeah. And then we've got this lieutenant here who's on the in the tower, and you guys are trying to pull off a little fast one on him. So if
it wasn't part of a larger plan, why would they leave prison guards alive?
Huh. Nice.
I point down to where the prisoner is being allowed to board the owl, and say, as you can see, the plan is in effect.
Nice.
Why don't you call in if you don't think it's? Why don't you call in and ask about it if you're really that sure about it? But it's going to mean your stripes if you are wrong.
Ooh, some big words. All right, let's see how the dice back up. This is pretty exciting.
Lady Blackbird has had to go to a lot of her father's very boring parties where he entertained Imperial soldiers and high muckety mucks, and she heard some of the codes they use for. So she's going to throw in one of those as well.
Awesome. I like it. She's going to randomly throw in a code. It's probably going to be his pay grade. All right, cool. So let's build this die pool then, and after we do this, then we're going to take a quick 5-minute bio break for everybody. Sorry, I said I was going to do it on the hour, and I got all excited with this cool scene, so we ran a little long. All right, so we've got 1 for trying, and then which trait are you using?
I'm using cunning.
Makes sense to me.
Deception. I'm definitely deceiving. Misdirection.
Yes.
I'm pointing at the prisoner. I'm in disguise, so he'll accept me, and I'm giving a code word that he might not even know, but may sound familiar. Like, oh, wait a second, I was supposed to have remembered that from the meeting.
Cool. So you're using all of the tags under cunning, and they all make sense here. So that's fantastic. The total of 6 dice without using a pool die. You're getting help from Naomi, so that takes you up to 7.
Okay. And how many do I need?
8. I'm giving you 2 dice.
No,
actually, under help you can give 1.
Oh, then I'll go back up to 5.
Okay. All right. So how many do I need? Successes.
Wow. I'm going to say it's difficult as well. I was thinking challenging, but you guys kind of tied into what Vance was pulling off, and that's pretty awesome. So we'll call this a difficulty of 3. Looks like you guys are pretty good odds.
I will throw in 1.
Okay, so you're spending 1?
Yep, so 8 total.
8 total.
Naomi, can you roll?
8, okay.
Yep.
All right,
That's 3.
Good thing we threw in that extra.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, you just pull it off.
Talk about consistency, though. 4 3s.
There's a moment as Lieutenant Willis, he looks at the two of you, and that code he doesn't exactly know. He thinks it might be Bravo Sierra, but he's not entirely sure.
I think I made a mistake when I said you should call in and see if it's wrong, and then he calls and the communications are down.
That's so awesome. I would love that.
Yeah,
so it's like, I'm going to call this in. Yeah, so it goes just like that. He picks up the wireless communication. He's I can't get a signal. And meanwhile, we kind of pan out to Cale Arkham as he's closing the control. All right, cool. So then quickly we have you guys are on, Vance and Snargle, you're on the Owl, and, Yeah, so you guys are on the Owl. You've got a couple of the Marines are rolling the barrels of fuel over. You're starting to refuel it. How is Lady Blackbird? And we're about to take a break, but how are Belle and Naomi? How are you going to get on the ship at this point?
You just walk on, in the confusion. Walk up close to the fueling crew. When they leave, just walk inside the ship and just don't come out again.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, cool. I love it. So we're going to cut right as you guys are walking onto the two of you walk onto the ship where Captain Vance and Snargle are, and we'll take a break here. So we're going to take 5 minutes.
Madam, and I just hand over your dress, madam.
Nice.
Oh,
Cool. So we're going to come to a 5-minute break, everybody.
You see,
All right.
you didn't need to kill anyone.
I didn't have the opportunity.
Nice. All right.
Oh, yeah. It's buying off my Key of the Warrior.
Seriously? You're going to do a buy-off? Let's discuss that when we come back from break. So
Okay,
let's take
I'll
a
think
5-minute
about it.
break.
I'll think about it.
All right. Cool. See you guys in 5.
Hey there.
Hello.
I don't know if you can see my cat on your screen or not. She decided that for the break I would be sitting here petting her, so
Well, nothing you can do then.
no choice.
I've got 3, but I think they're all sleeping on the bed.
Yeah. You know, she's adorable. She just picks the most awkward times and positions.
Well,
to
that
need
proves
cuddles.
that you really love her. That's what
Yes.
you need.
Yes, I need to prove I really love my cat.
I love my cat, Jim.
I'm glad that roll worked.
Yep. No, we all managed to pull it off.
I know, I'm surprised, actually.
I was expecting something to go haywire.
Yeah. I actually still have a fairly high pool. I've only used 2 of the dice from it.
Yeah, I've used 3 now, so.
Yeah.
So I still got to open this door, though.
Yeah.
I thought I would just sorcel it. I should have just told him to open the door while we were there.
Yeah.
Why didn't we do that? That would have made sense.
The other thing that was introduced as a complication there is the turret that's out there, because Kale cannot take out 3 people on his own. He is not Naomi.
Yep.
So.
Well, nobody is.
Probably do 1 pretty effectively, but that's about it.
Cool. All right, hasn't been a full 5 minutes, but I heard people talking, so.
Yeah.
Any feedback so far as we're going? Any course corrections or anything that you guys are worried about?
Nope.
I was just commenting the only thing that was added was the wrinkle of the turret there, just in terms of our plans, not really in terms of how the mechanics go. But
Looked like there were turrets on that picture. There are lots of turrets.
yes, they have lots of turrets. Turrets that can't talk to each other. Bam!
That was so great. I love that tie-in, by the way, Adam. That was really smart.
I think it's Naomi's a pretty genre-savvy ex-slave.
I was trying to figure out why we didn't ask him to open the hangar door when we were there, too.
I assume that's part of the. I assume we did.
Did we? Yeah.
Just the last second. Oh, yeah.
You guys have to let the ship escape, but don't open the door.
Yeah. It does sort of tie in.
So what other ways have people escaped you were mentioning, Rich?
Oh, gosh. Well, since we're at break. Okay, there have been someone basically got a sky squids to attack. There are people who basically, like, a lot of times people blow up the Hand of Sorrow and then escape as it's exploding and being chased by a bunch of biplanes and turrets. Yeah, it's mostly exploding. That's kind of the default option. Yeah,
Not
there
on
was
the budget. We gotta keep track. We gotta use this set again.
That's right. You never know. It's a good point. One of my favorites is when Snargle ran into like a small tribe of his own goblins, and they basically worked in the bowels of the ship just shoveling coal. That was like all they did. It was kind of a neat moment.
That's the saddest thing.
It was totally sad. Loved it. Awesome. Okay, so we pick up with a long shot, like a wide shot of the Hand of Sorrow. It's just kind of hovering just above the blue, and the hangar doors are opening up, and the owl comes tooling out, and it whips right around, and yeah, you guys got to find Kale. But Snargle, you're a great pilot, right? So how is it that you're getting Kale on board since there is a turret who has no communications but definitely sees the owl, which is the ship that was just captured, coming around towards them? What do you do?
Okay.
How close?
I think we just open the back hatch and side hatch on the side, and he just jumps in.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. So yeah, Kale, you see that happening as the owl's coming up. Your captain prevailed for you yet again. Your faith was not misplaced. However, that turret crew, they're like, what the hell? And one guy throws his wrench down, and they start running towards the turret. Then one of them sees you, and he draws out a pistol, and he's going to start taking shots at you. So I think you probably need to escape to the owl here.
Jump for it.
Not an option. Good luck.
Well,
Man, I
I'll
wish
go
you
to the
guys
back
had
to.
done something. That's good. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to jump for it.
Yeah, I'll go to the back to try to
Luckily
help
you have a
catch
jump
him or
spell.
cover
I do,
fire or
but-
whatever.
Yeah. But if I use the jump spell, that's the only thing I can tag is the thing, because it's my petty sorcerer. Whereas, yeah.
Bella claps her hands. Oh, this shall be so exciting.
Yes. So instead, I think what we're going to be doing here is using tricky.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah. So here's what we're doing. So I'm pretty sure that I can make a case that quick is coming into play because I'm trying to be very, very fast.
Yes.
I'm going to bring in dirty fighting because what I'm going to do is actually run up this guy and jump off him.
I thought you were just going to throw a wrench at his balls.
Nope, because that doesn't help my jump. So I'm using
Not a
him to
point.
leverage me into the air. And I don't think Contortionist comes into play, but I'm pretty darn sure Escape and Tumbler do.
Sure. Okay, so you're pulling off.
I'm doing
Quick.
some Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, so that's 4 tags plus tricky plus trying a thing. So that's pretty good. 6 dice. Then I think Vance said he was giving you some covering fire to help out.
And
So he's
Snuggles
been-
Paladin is helping also.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
All right, so I'm looking at 8 dice.
Cool. Your difficulty is 3.
All right. That was a terrible roll. But I will tell you a thing. I didn't make that roll,
You
but
can reroll.
I have the secret of reflexes. And we'll re-roll that.
You're so lucky, buddy.
I'm not sure he's going to make it. I'm not sure.
That's
Give that
awesome.
another shot. That's much better. That was my once per adventure secret of reflexes.
Oh, no, he's totally going to make it.
Did you see him jump off that turret? The turret fire is propelling him forward.
Oh, that's great. So Kale just narrowly avoided that, and then the turret starts firing after the owl, but you quickly and nimbly snargle. I don't even think. I think it's easy enough to kind of avoid one turret. The rest of the turrets will start to try to get online, but their communications are out, and you guys have disabled that very effectively. You get away from the hand of sorrow, and you're fueled, and nobody's hurt. I'm so used to people being shot and messed up. You guys are great. The best team ever.
I know. The captain covered me while I got on board. Pleasure to be back aboard, Captain.
You did great, Kale. You did great. Good work.
Cool. So it's going to be a few hours before you reach Haven. This is a perfect opportunity, just kind of suggesting, perfect opportunity for us to see a few refresh scenes if there's anyone who needs it, or if there's anything you want to know about someone else. So a refresh, you can do that. There's a few things you can do with a refresh. You can refresh your pool back to the 7 dice by having a refreshment scene. You can also remove a condition. Nobody currently has a condition because you've been incredibly successful, you people. But soon you'll fail. You can also regain the use of a secret. So that once per adventure stuff, you can actually refresh that with a refresh scene. Refresh scene is a good time to ask questions in characters so the other player can show off aspects of their character. And refresh scenes can be flashbacks. Does anyone want a refresh scene as you're traveling to Haven?
I do, but I would wait for other people because I literally just had a super dramatic scene and want someone else to have a shot for it.
Oh, and I'm sorry, Naomi. Right at the end of before break, you had mentioned buying off a key. Do you want to talk that through? Did you have any other thoughts?
I don't know. My key of the warrior says, you crave the crash and roar of battle, the tougher the better. Hit your key when you do battle with worthy or superior foes. I could buy that off for 2 XP because I passed off an opportunity, but that means I'm never going to grow as a person by fighting. So I think I'll pass on that for now.
Okay, it's not 2 XP, it's 2 advances, like 2 full advances. So it's...
Oh, well, in that case, it's tempting, but not yet.
Okay, I agree. It is tempting, but yeah. Okay, that's totally cool.
I think
Sweet.
we can have a refresh between Naomi and Natasha,
Sure.
perhaps when they met. And,
Thank you! Because that's one of my like bag of tricks I love to see the moment when like, it's always different. It's always interesting. So cool. So tell me.
I'm just cleaning. We're just hanging out on the owl, and I'm cleaning off one of your dresses, doing it very badly. Using a heat iron and just straightening something, but putting another.
Well, I was thinking it was when we met.
Yeah, and then you talk to me, and then we can flash back.
Okay, all right.
I want to put it into the current story.
Sure.
Oh, nice device.
So we flash back, and you've come out after one of your pit fights, and your hands are just cut up and bloody, and you're all bruised, but you've definitely won. Naomi Bishop, is it?
What's it to you, Cutter?
Well, I don't quite know how to put this, but I bought your contract.
Oh, so I'm fighting for you then?
You'll be
Doesn't
fighting
matter much for me. Maybe give me something sprayed to wear. The last one gave me bangles. Used to jangle around when I killed people. No fun. Maybe a little fun.
I'd like to give you something more valuable. Your sense of self and your freedom.
Oh, thank you. A sense of self. That's great. I'm no longer an automaton. Wait, what was that? What was the second part?
And your freedom, if we're successful.
If we're of course. Yeah. And what?
I need to find the Pirate King, Uriah Flint. Have you heard of him? Well, of course you've heard of him.
So I'm just a slave until I find someone who doesn't exist. Great.
Oh, he definitely exists. Trust me. I met him a few years back.
Oh, you got a bow? You want me to stop killing people in front of crowds of thousands so we can find your boyfriend?
Well, you know, you can only do this for so long.
Nah, they might run out of other pit fighters. Then I'm free.
That's
now
what
let's get out. You know, most people laugh at that one.
That's what they like to tell you. I'm afraid the truth is much worse.
You know, that was a joke, but whatever. I have to get a few things.
Oh, I'll have to get used to your sense of humor then, I believe.
Do you have something to wipe off his blood?
And she takes off something that probably costs, you know, a vast amount of money, just like some stole, and drops it in your hand.
I put it on and say, I'll just go find some rags.
Very well then. All right. Scene.
Nice.
Very soft. And then we just see, and then I remember that, and I put back the skull back on.
Cool.
Over the rest of my over the rest of my like battle outfit, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna refresh my pool.
Good. Is Lady Blackbird going to refresh pool, or I don't think you've used any secrets, right?
No, yeah, refreshing my pool.
Very cool. Any other refresh scenes, or do we want to skip forward to Haven?
I would do a refresh.
Cool.
Yeah, I would actually. Do they always have to be flashbacks, or can they just be?
They do not have to be flashbacks.
So this will be with Snargle, I think. If that works for you, Snargle.
Sure.
All right.
Let's is this going to be up in the cockpit of the Owl?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So
I'm
let's
happy to have all 3 people involved if we can do that.
Oh yeah. So we're up here, cockpit of the Owl, right there. Awesome. So I see it's like a lot of devices and stuff, and then of course you can kind of view out and see Haven far off in the distance. So what is this get up for Snargle? How does he manipulate? Like, how's he set up in the cockpit? I guess the question I'm asking.
Well, when I pilot in the ship, I just have a array of small buttons, and I have when I need to hit some unsuitably placed button, I just grow another finger and I hit it.
Okay. Not at all disturbing. Cool. And so, Kale, you said that you were coming in to Snargle, but you said you wanted Captain Vance involved as well?
I just don't see a reason to have a refresh that doesn't refresh seems to not involve everyone.
I see. So you want to be economical. Oh, okay.
That was a big part of it. But it does work with it. So Kale will come in, I suppose, with Vance, and Kale's gonna clap Snargle on the back. Look, we don't talk about it, but the last pilot, not up to your snuff. And I'll admit, I didn't trust you. I'll admit, I didn't think that you would be there for me. But when I saw that ship come around that corner, I knew that you were ready to be part of the Brotherhood. So me and Vance here, we have each other's backs. And it's good to know that you'll be able to do that too. But I'll tell you, before we do that, I have to know why. I have to know why you would fly with us. Why would you do this? I know why we do, but why are you here with us? Why do you want to be part of the Brotherhood?
I just I turn my head back, and because I'm very because of my dexterity, I'm actually able to do this without turning my only my head. It's the only thing that is turning. And I look at them and I say, well, the first time I see you with the captain, it's the most prettiest couple I've ever seen. I just couldn't make myself from joining you. You two love pigeons. And I turn my head back and continue piloting the ship.
Captain, I think goblins have a very different idea about what brotherhood means.
Yeah, I think they do. But that was very snappy.
It was very snappy. But I'm not entirely comfortable with this conversation anymore, I'll be honest. Would you like to go and have some manly brotherhood beers?
Let's do that. I'd like to introduce another little factoid if I can. I just thought about it, and if the previous pilot who betrayed us, what about if that was a woman, maybe named Hazel, and she betrayed us for another crew?
Why, that sounds amazing. Hazel, who betrayed you for another crew? Perhaps some bounty hunters.
Because of her boyfriend.
Yeah, Aaron, her boyfriend. Yeah, who we did not know about beforehand, of course. It's all a setup.
I'll tell you. Always with the secrets. Everyone's always got to have the secret boyfriends. I tell you, it's crazy. Glad we don't have anything like that this time around.
You can be sure that we goblins do not have secret boyfriends.
I am sure of that.
We are just, we are born from the mushrooms.
There's a reason we picked you, yeah.
Literally picked him. That was quite snappy too, Captain. Well done.
You picked me? Okay. I let you think that it's right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, well, Snargle, I think you even hit a key of banter there, because that was some weird and amusing stuff. Cool.
Yeah, I was looking to refresh Secret of Reflexes, because my pool is still at a 5, and I have a feeling I'm going to need those reflexes again.
Smart choice.
So how does this work?
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I can refresh one secret, or the pool, or how does that?
Yes, you may refresh a secret or a pool. You haven't used any... No, you did Warp Blood.
No, I used my Warp Blood. I think I'll refresh that. That's quite useful.
Very clever. Nice. Good call. Sweet. All right, so anything else before we jump to Haven? No? All right. Now, just to remind everybody, to get to the Remnants is one thing. but to get through the Remnants to the Pirate King Uriah Flint is a whole nother thing. And traversing the Remnants is extremely dangerous. The odds of surviving it without knowing the true path are extremely small. So you've got some distance to travel, and then you also need to figure out a way, once you get to the Remnants, how are you going to actually find the Pirate King? Okay. So I'm going to show you guys, I like this little picture. It's a neat little picture. This is how I picture as you guys are arriving and coming into Haven. Haven is one of the free cities. So I'll read the quick little description of Haven that's in our teeny tiny free PDF. It's the most prominent of the free worlds. There's a sprawling city and lots of hubs. The trade union is in power here, and they try to impose some order on the bickering clans and factions of the free peoples. Slavery is outlawed here, Naomi. So there are lots of ex-slaves that make Haven their home. So I'm curious, Naomi, are there any ex-pit fighters that you may have fought with or alongside that you know of that went to Haven?
They don't let us have email, so if they're free, we know that they're gone one day, and they don't come back. You know, if you're a slave, it's not a former slave, it's not a big thing to come back to places where slavery is legal. Because you kind of get grabbed and yeah. But I'm sure there are a lot of bars that have obvious ex-pit fighter names.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to bring Kale to one of them to see what he's like when he's drunk.
Oh, nice.
I figure if he's like planning to pull some fast one on the lady, you'll admit it once he gets a few drinks in. So we'll see.
Do you like this scene as proposed, Kale, of Naomi inviting you out for drinks?
Well, Naomi still scares me, but if she is offering to pay, then I'm
I'd pay for my drinks.
You're just going to pay for your drinks?
I said I'd pay for drinks. I meant my drinks. Technically true.
Less interesting.
I say this after the first round. Well, I used to be a slave. I don't have a lot of money, Kale.
This is one of the reasons that slavery is dumb.
Endlessly fascinating. I should have brought the goblin.
Nice, nice. So you guys are at the hook and tackle. And so the pair of you have gone out for a drink. What has the Lady Blackbird fancied herself with?
I think I feel very out of place here. My heart is set on finding Uriah, so I'm going to converse with the captain and see what his plans are.
Cool. Let's set this somewhere like off ship, unless
maybe someplace romantic. Her and the captain, and maybe Snargle can come drinking with us.
It's fine.
Snargle, would you go drinking with Naomi and Kale?
No. I need to visit the temple and take my meditation time.
Oh,
Meditation.
Oh, I did not know you were religious. Oh, then. More for me.
We will find out more about that temple in just a moment. That's interesting. So, yeah, Captain Vance, Bell wanted to talk with you. I imagine you've already, the owl's already docked and you got that squared away. So where is it that you take her out to dinner? You're just going to talk out on the docks? What's the plan here, Captain?
I like the idea of taking her out to dinner, but I'm, all business here, and we need to figure out our next step once we get to Nightport as well. So I'm going to tell her that we're going out to find out some contact so we can find out more about Uriah Flint and how to get hold of him once we get to Nightport. But I'll set it up so that we arrive way earlier than wherever our contact is at some fancy eating place.
Nice. Okay, so you're
Yeah,
setting up
lots
to
of
meet
private
with a
time.
contact who might know a bit about Nightport. Interesting. All right, cool. So you're kind of like you're in an area that's. Are you near the docks? Like, so I'm curious. Is like an
No, I can tell she's a classy lady. So, you know, I'd like to take her to one of the nicer areas.
nice, like maybe the mercantile district or.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. All right, so this is a nice tavern. They actually have wooden floors. Classy stuff like that. So, how are you taking it? How are you dressed, Belle?
If he told her that we were going out to a nice establishment, she's going to dress well. She's very finely dressed. She hasn't quite got the idea of dressing down a little bit for her what she's supposed to be doing. So the captain and the other people, the crew, are probably thinking this negotiator must be paid a vast sum for what she does, or she's just spending all her money on clothing.
She's wearing dress number 6.
Dress number 6.
Cool. All right, so the two of you are there. There's nice like the live music, string music. Like there's a pair of violins. They're playing a cello that adds a little bit of texture to the music that's playing, and you got the clinking of glasses. It's kind of a nicer restaurant. We come into that scene with the two of you eating. How comfortable is Captain Vance in a swanky place like this?
He's not very comfortable at all. He's trying to pretend to be, but no. She can clearly tell that he's never been dining in a place like this before. He knows nothing about the manners or how to sit or do anything, and he's really regretting actually going here. Thinking maybe it wasn't such a good idea after all. It's not fitting in.
I think she's trying to put you at ease and asking you for stories. So take your mind off, where we are and the surroundings, and you can get involved in your stories of the past.
Oh, you don't want to hear about my stories?
Well, of course I do. I'm sure they're very exciting.
Well, when you live a life like you do on Ilysium, it sounds exciting to go travel among the stars, planets, piracy and all that. But trust me, there's some rough people out there. And that Uriah Flint you're looking for, he's not the nicest guy. He's a pretty rough dude. You sure you know what you're getting yourself into? What do you want with a guy like that anyway?
As you understand, I'm working for Sphinx Shipping, and we're hoping we can negotiate a deal where he will leave our ships alone.
Uriah Flint, leave your ships alone? What sort of deal are you planning to offer him? But I can tell you right away it's going to fail.
For the right amount of money.
He'll take the money, I'm sure of that.
Well, we'll see what happens, won't we? We can only try.
Yeah.
I do what my superiors tell me to do.
That's very noble and all that, but what about you? I'm mostly concerned about you. And what's up with this Naomi? Where did you find her? She doesn't look like the usual Elysium bodyguard type.
I thought I might hire somebody who fit in a little better with the rough crowd.
Oh, she's rough enough, all right.
Well, then I succeeded, didn't I?
Well, yeah.
I figure if anybody can get me through safely, it will be her.
I hope you're right. But so what's your plan? What are you going to offer Uriah?
Well, I can't come right out and tell you, can I?
Come on,
You
we've been
might
through some
choose
tough
to,
situations. You can trust me, you know that. I got you out of the prison.
Well, I think we got each other out of the prison, didn't we?
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that one. How about the pirate life? You ever considered it for yourself? We have a nice crew here, a nice ship.
And she blushes prettily. So there is a certain... the danger and excitement of it is appealing.
Yeah, right. That's right. I pour her a bit more wine, like where this is going.
I am quite excited to see Uriah again. And she kind of stumbles on the last word and realizes she said again, and takes a drink of her wine.
Well, when we get to Nightport, I mean, he's pretending he didn't hear that, but when we get to Nightport, you're going to have to be more careful. I mean, this place is fairly safe, but Nightport is a totally different place where you're going to have to dress differently, and I think you're going to have to stay on board the ship.
On board the ship?
Yeah, it's a dangerous place, as I said. I mean, we'll see what our contact has to say, but we need somebody who can help us find this Uriah Flint. And usually, in my experience, when you try to find people like Uriah Flint, it's easy to end up on the wrong side of a gun. So,
well, I'll make sure to keep Naomi by my side, and I'll be fine. But I'm sure I can find something different to wear. Perhaps you have some suggestions.
Yeah, I'm sure we can come up with something. Just keep a low profile. I'm just giving you a heads up. Nightport is a really rough place, and you'll see the sort of people that Uriah surrounds himself with. I mean, I'm not saying we're all good in that, but there's bad people and there's bad people.
You talk like there's nothing good about Uriah. He does have a certain charm, don't you think?
I couldn't speak to that, but I'm sure he does. But I've seen him kill people.
Well, I see Naomi kill people.
Yes, and that worries me.
No. Sometimes it worries me as well.
Meanwhile,
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
Nice. Cool. So your contact, Logan Porter, you see him, he comes in, he talks to one of the waitresses. Serving wenches here. This is classic. So he talks to the waitress. And he'll start heading over to your table. Let's cut away to a completely different kind of tavern as we're at the hook and tackle. As someone gets thrown into the table where Snargle, Naomi, and Kale are.
Snargle's at the temple.
Snargle's not there. He's at the temple.
Oh, thank you.
So I just release the second before the guy crashes into the table. I release a Kale's hand and move my dagger up where I was putting it between all of his fingers one at a time and say,
"Oh crap, that's awesome!" So you don't stab him. Yeah, this guy comes slamming over, and someone from 2 tables away tossed him. Bigger guy, like 6.5 feet tall, mountain of muscle and several scars. He seems kind of familiar.
Hi, how's it going? I go and give him a hug.
Nice.
Oh my god, I thought you bled out. How's it going? I saw them drag you off like 3 years ago. How's it going, Rye?
Oh, you did survive after.
Yeah, you got me pretty good. I lift up the side of my blouse and there's just this huge, it looks like someone put it together back again with a fishing line.
Did that yourself, huh?
No, that was you. Well, I repaired it myself.
Yes, I did that. The physicers always sucked.
Yeah. Oh, I missed you. I got free again. Not again. Well, I was free before they captured me.
You said Rye, right?
Yeah.
This is Rye.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed by his bulk. Kale's like, "Oh my goodness! Oh, here, let me help you up. Let me help you up."
No, he's not the one who He's not the one who went through the table. He's the one who threw the guy through the table.
Went through the table.
Oh yeah, you can help up.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, you should go now. That guy looks. I'd go."
Thanks, brother. And then he basically tried to sneak off while you said Rye, correct?
Yeah, RYE.
Perfect, like the bread.
Like the drink, like the alcohol. Yes.
Naomi,
favorite drink.
I figured you'd be dead by now. How did you survive all these years? Did you actually learn how to fight?
Fuck off. You have 200 pounds on me, and I'm supposed to be able to take you out with a dagger. Come on.
Look, do you guys want to catch up? Because I could go get a round of drinks.
Oh, this one you'd like. This one, he jumped off a spaceship into a different spaceship. And then when he was about to fall to his death, he contorted in midair and caught him on the gangplank. 2 fingers. He caught on the end by 2 fingers.
I mean, yes.
Wish we had someone like him in the pits. Kind of a pretty boy, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Is this your mate? What's your name?
My name is Cale Arkham.
Cale Arkham.
Yeah. Everyone knows
2
me
names?
around here. Who? Look,
You
I
ain't
don't
got
know
a
how
last
long
name,
you've
right?
been hanging around here, but everyone knows me.
Give a shrug.
Yeah.
Look, I don't have a lot of interest in pit fighting. I'm glad the pair of you have escaped. If you would like to rejoinder yourselves with friendly stories or punches to the face, by all means do so. But I'm happy to back away and let you do so and demolish the table here. If you would rather drink, I'm offering to go get drinks.
Okay, get us something to drink, fancy boy.
Excellent, I will get drinks. Rye, it's lovely to meet you.
Don't touch
I'm
him.
reaching out to shake his hand.
I'm just stopping you from as a bodyguard. I'm just stopping you from touching him. He will crack your
do
knuckles.
the hand grip, this amazing thing. So yeah. All right, so Cale, you're gonna head off to try to grab some drinks.
Well, I was intending on trying to pick his pocket up until Naomi jumped to the front of me. So.
Well, when I see that
Wildly
you're doing that, I'm
annoyed
gonna
about
lean
that.
you. I'm gonna push you a little bit back so you can push me a little bit back and get access to his pocket.
All right.
Cal?
I will use it like so. She pushes me and I'll bump into him and be like, "Whoa!" and pick his pocket out of the way.
All right.
Cool. So I think that's an easy difficulty if you want to pick something off of.
Yes, I'm calling Key of Greed on that.
Nice.
If you don't mind.
This is very foolish.
Tremendously, we'll both kick your ass for this if you find out.
What? No,
I'm
it's
hitting you.
cool. So.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying you should do it, and that has a consequence.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I can get dexterous out of that. It's burglar. And I think I'm also going to make a call for sneak on that. But that's about the most I think I can get out of that.
Yeah, I think those are all fair. Anything more would be a little bit of a stretch.
Yep.
It's good. Difficulty of 2. This is pretty easy.
Yeah, it's only 4 dice, so let's hope for the best. Hey, I got it.
All right.
So it turns out Rye is buying drinks, which is cool.
Yeah, you're buying drinks with Rye's money. That's fantastic. Yeah, he has a coin purse that you cut, and inside the coin purse are quite a few guilders and some scripts, as well as a few hastily scribbled notes that are in.
Is that an ear?
Code.
Oh my! Ugh.
And an ear, yes, and 1 ear.
So, I was thinking, while I was fighting my way off an Imperial ship, nope, not a big deal.
Like you do.
Yeah. You escaped. Did some blood buy you? Were you thrown in with the rest of the head of cattle? Buy 12 oxen, you get this guy?
Yes, I was. There was buy one get one free. So you escaped from Imperial ship. Is that recent?
That was a day ago now.
Huh.
And I figured, I liked it. If we figure it wasn't that we were killing was the problem. It was we were killing the wrong people. So I figure a place like this, there's got to be a few people who want to get back at the Imperials, and I'd like to meet them.
Oh.
Hey, Kay, right over here. Oh, thanks for the drink.
Hey, right. So, Naomi, I haven't talked to the captain about this yet, but the truth is, right, your breath. Naomi, I think that you do a stand-up job in a fight. And, well, after we complete the mission, would you like to hang around? I haven't asked the captain. I'll have to run it by him, but I think there's a place for
So
you.
it's not an official request. It's a Kale request.
It's a Kale request. I would like you to be there because I think you can cause grievous harm upon those who would oppose us.
I also have a soft. I just run one threatening finger down the center of your chest. I also have a softer touch at times. But I can break a neck, certainly. I'll consider it.
Excellent.
All right.
Nice. Yeah, so Rai will start telling the tale of the time that they fought, and he pretty much points out all the flaws in her stance, and where he gutted her, and the little piddly knife that she had. And, yeah, so we'll cut away as as Rai's telling his boastful story of how he bested a woman that he's like 3 times bigger, because that makes him sound awesome.
Well, I can explain his limp. Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't seen him walk. So let's cut to Snargle. I'm really curious about going to visit the temples. What kind of temple is this? Is it a goblin religion? Is this not? What is it?
It's actually not a religion. It's more like an idea that life is very important and we should be careful about, about killing or injuring. So it's like a movement more than a religion. So when I come to this temple, I just I want to talk to priest about the incident when we just needed to injure some soldiers to get away, and I don't feel very proud of this situation. So the priest tells me that I need to volunteer at some hospital to clean some toilets or something like this.
Nice, cool. Yeah, so volunteering as a hospitalier, or assisting maybe some people in need is kind of what he prescribes for you. I'm curious though, just as we kind of see this scene play out, are there any other? I mean, you're the only goblin, right? So it's a bunch of humans here, pure blood humans who are all meeting. Is this in a nicer part of town, or is it near the docks?
No, it's a nice part of town. There is like no very much danger. It's also not a very posh part of town. Just that probably some businesses around, and yeah, there are some goblin, but we goblin we do not feel like like a community or something like that. We just meet and nod to each other, and we just continue in our way.
Nice. Oh, and I'm just curious, are there female goblins?
No, there is only one type of goblin, a goblin.
Like calling you male is just part of the human oppression of gender. Right?
No, it's not male or female, it's a goblin.
Right, okay. So when they say like Snargle's a great guy, is that offensive or is that just inaccurate?
I can forgive to humans to using this word.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, so you go to temple, the priest prescribe, he says, well, for crisis of conscience, not that you can ever make up for the death of another, but what good you can bring to the world can help to bring you back to balance. And that is what I would recommend, my brother. Where do you travel? Have you come to Haven to stay, or are we only a step along your journey?
Oh, I do not actually care about it that much. The captain just tell us where we are going, and I set my controls to this place, and we just travel. It's not important.
Did that journey bring you to the point where you killed those Imperials?
It's not only a journey, but these strange passengers that we taken up to our ship. So, I don't think that the captain is responsible for this, because these are strange people that joined us. So I still believe in him. He's a good man.
Very well. Very well. Do you have any concerns about this journey? Anything that I can help you with?
Well, I heard that we will be visiting the Remnants during a course, and I've heard some strange things about this place, and I feel that just keeping our face about not injuring and not affecting anybody's life will be very hard. What will be your advice for me?
The Remnants is a dangerous place. There are those who brave it are very dangerous individuals on the run from the Empire. I understand that the entire flotilla of the Pirate King can be found at various points in the Remnants. I hope that it is worth it, my brother. Not only are there pirates, there are also the rock trolls. They alone are enough danger. Give me pause. I wish you luck.
You know, it could be dangerous, but only the fact that I will be present and the ship could help them also, you know, to remain good people after all these adventures. So I feel like on a mission there.
Then that is your path. I think it is worthy to help remind people of the good that they can do. You know, he'll pat your shoulder. Are goblins shorter or taller? I'm trying to make sure I understand like how tall they are.
Goblin shoulder probably half a meter from the ground.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, so he kind of pats your shoulder.
Okay, so I think I just proceed with my chores.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so let's skip back to the nice tavern as your contact Logan Porter had come up, Captain Vance, and he says, Captain Vance, I did not know you had such exquisite company.
Please meet Lady Bella, my new associate for this current run.
Cool. So Logan Porter, he's in his like late 40s. He looks like he's got a guy who maybe worked hard, but at this point has reached. You can have a little bit of a punch. He can be dress a little bit nicer. So there's a kind of a hardness around his eyes, and there are old calluses on his hands. But now he's started to grow a bit soft as he's getting older. So he offers you a hand, and it's he's going to hold your hand like you hold a lady's hand. He said, "It's excellent to meet you, man."
Yes, excellent to meet you as well. Any friend of the captain's was a friend of mine.
I'll hold you to that. So Vance, you wanted to know about Nightport.
Yeah, we got another run, and this time I think we're gonna have to cross paths with Uriah again, and I'd rather come out on top this time.
Well, if you want to make your way to find him, I would speak with August Keel. He knows the way of the Remnants very well. But I would recommend that you be very careful, both of you. I have heard that the Empire will be coming to the free worlds. There are already a number of cruisers. That the Hand of Sorrow was just the first of many ships that will be coming this way. They're searching for someone.
Searching for someone? You don't think they're searching for Uriah?
No, it is possible, but it seems that something's happened at court. No one has talked about it, but they're on some kind of manhunt.
You know anything about this, Bella?
No, but it shouldn't concern us.
Well, when Imperials get involved, it will concern us in the end, I think. But okay, thanks for the warning, Logan.
They're stopping every ship that they can get close to, claiming that they're flying false flags, and they're running their idents over the wireless, looking for someone in particular. Be careful.
Well, I think our pilot should manage to avoid that one twice. So do this patrol between here and Nightport as well?
I would get fueled up here at Haven before you go. You should, as long as you have a decent enough fuel reserve, you should be able to make it all the way to Nightport.
All right.
But as he'll point out, there are a couple points along the way where you could refuel if need be.
All right. So what's the deal on a contact for Uriah? I want somebody I can trust to get me in touch with him.
August Keel would be my recommendation. He's the most trustworthy man I know on Nightport.
Okay. Fine. Sounds good. I'll try to get hold of him. Yep. We have a deal for Uriah, and I'm not worried that he's not going to accept it. My worry is that he will accept it and then some. But anyway, that doesn't concern you. Thank you. Anything you can tell me about this August Keel?
Well, he doesn't come cheap. Knowing the way through the Remnants has made him a very hunted man.
So he's not one of Uriah's men then?
He is not. He used to be.
Interesting.
He used to be? What happened?
Well, let's just say that they came to a disagreement. He left Uriah's service.
He's a dangerous man?
Everyone in Nightport is a dangerous person.
Just nuts.
All right, so where do I find this August?
You can find him at the Harping Monkey Tavern.
Harp and Monkey Tavern. All right. Don't believe I had the pleasure, so this will be a new one for me.
If he's not at the Harping Monkey, they should be able to tell you where he's gone. His niece works there, so he gets a free room.
All right. Well, I guess we should get going if the Imperials are about.
No, you don't have to go quite yet. I mean, unless you want to go, Captain. Maybe Bella and I can stay here.
Well, that's a charming offer, but we do have our mission to get to.
Yeah, Logan, why don't you finish our meal and we'll get going. It's nice meeting you again, and we'll be seeing you around. Thank you.
He looks over at your like half-eaten food and says, "Oh, it's a decent consolation prize. Best of luck to you, Captain." And he starts scooting a plate over and starting to dig in.
Right. Well, we head on back to the ship, I guess.
Natasha's a little horrified that he would eat food that we'd been eating.
Cool. So we'll cut back to the tavern, the hook and tackle. So Rise just finished up, and he said, and then the guy threw up. That's funny. Laugh. He slaps the table a couple times. Why are you hanging around this one, Naomi? No, we lost. Play for Naomi. Oh
no.
Oh, Naomi.
Oh, I was muted. I was hard muted on my computer, so it didn't show up on the bar.
Why are you here with this one? You should come and run with my crew. I will make space for you.
There's never space when you're around. I'll consider it. I'm on a mission right now. I always get my stuff done. But
Mission?
yeah,
What are you doing?
Keeping secrets.
Oh. Now I have to know. Reach over and grab Kale's hand and put it on the table.
Wow, we already did that one.
Oh, I'm doing it differently, and he just starts to squeeze Kale's hand. What is your secret?
I'm gonna start laughing and then hit Rye in the face with a tankard. Just a smash of glass against his face.
Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, you smash his face in the tankard, and
You're no fun. You never let me have any fun. Not then, not now. You're a creep.
huh.
I like you, but you should know that about yourself. Okay, we
I
gotta get out of here.
have,
I will see you around. Maybe I will join your crew. But if you don't respect me when I'm not on it, I don't think you will when I am. That sentence is really... Oh, Kale, get me out of here.
All right, well, be seeing you then.
You still got your hand like held to the table.
Oh, he didn't stop when I smashed him in the face.
No,
with the glass?
he kind of reacted, but he hasn't let
Oh,
go
well,
yet.
you said he
shouldn't let go of
reacted. He
my
grabbed
hand.
it. He put his hand in his face.
He's got two hands. He's
Oh,
able
I
to-
thought he put his other hand in his face. All right.
Oh, sorry. No, just the one.
All right. I'm gonna grab another tankard and say, "Come on, we gotta go."
Presumably he has a knife, right?
He doesn't have a knife out, but yes, there's a
Yes.
knife.
Well, I wasn't asking if he had one out. Is he still holding my hand there?
He is.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is actually reverse the hold and then end up coming up behind him with his knife on him.
Nice.
Because he's been disrespecting me the whole time. It's
Yeah.
about the time he learns nobody messes with Cale Arkham.
Well, he is no slouch, so I'm going to say this is going to be a difficult maneuver to pull off.
I
Fairly.
believe that you have a fair case for that.
But to be fair, he has just been hit in the face with a fistful of glass, so
That's why it's not
I'll
a
give you
4.
one die. I'll give you a die for that.
Yeah. However, I am relatively sure that under Tricky, I can hit Quick, Dirty Fighting, Tumbler, Escape, and Contortionist on this.
Damn, you can. Yes, you can. That's nice.
So I'm gonna do it. He's put me in the one situation where Kale is in fact the Lord of Combat is in this exact situation.
This is great. This is great. Let's see how you fare against a difficulty of 3.
All right, so we've got 1 for trying, 1 for tricky, and then Quick, Dirty Fighting, Tumbler, Escape, and Contortionist.
That's beautiful. And 1 from Naomi, right? Then
Yeah, I'll give you one.
Lovely.
you're still gonna ace this.
All right, so I've got 3 5s and a 6 there, so that's 4 hits.
That's delicious. All right, so you come up behind him with his own knife. Where do you stick that knife?
Oh, it's going right off his... Like, he's actually head down on the table with his arm up behind him and the knife on his throat.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like...
Bit much. I just look at you and I say, "Bit much."
I'm like, everybody knows Cale Arkham! And I stab the knife at the table, push him off, and then we're out.
I just start laughing at it and I leave a napkin with a lipstick kiss on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I leave arm in arm with Kale, who's just fantastic.
Oh, that's so cool.
I've completely forgotten my mission of finding out what he was up to because now I have a big, unsubtle crush on him. If there's someone who lets you know when you ever...
That's great. That's great. Cool. So the two of you head out of the hook and tackle. It takes a little bit before Rye recovers, and in the kind of the last moment of that scene is there's an old coot who's been in background shot the whole time, and he looks into his drink and he says, "Well, I knew who Cale Arkham was." Cool. All right. So I think that we pick back up with you guys back on the Owl, leaving Haven.
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. I don't think it makes sense for any refresh scenes unless particular people have sparked ideas. I know there are a couple of things people wanted to know, and there was some side chatter I saw about the whole Warp Blood thing. That would definitely be a conversation. But
I just want a really brief scene with Naomi.
Sure.
Sweet. Cool. So I want to ask Vance a question, though.
Okay.
So the Owl is not really a passenger ship. What's the room that you have? What's the room like that you gave Belle?
Yeah, it's probably a bit cramped, small. It's Spartan, simple, basic.
Okay. Did she have a porthole to look out, or is it all?
Yeah, she can have a porthole. Yeah, sure.
Did Naomi get a room, or is Naomi also in that room?
No, I think when I read the ship, it had 6 berths, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So, well, in any case, yeah, I put her in a separate room.
But it's not as
My
nice.
own room. My own room.
Well, I think
That's
they're
so
pretty much
nice.
all egalitarian. I don't think there's any nice room on this ship.
Not even the captain's quarters is nice.
It's probably the nicest.
Okay.
It's got a
All
plant.
right. So there we go. Where is this meeting, Belle?
I think in Naomi's room.
Just relax and
So
staring up at the
Natasha
ceiling.
kind of storms in a little bit, and then she slams your door, and she's pacing back and forth in front of you, and she's as worked up as you've seen her. And
What's wrong, Mom?
They sent cruisers. Cruisers are looking for me. What are we going to do?
What?
Imperial. They sent cruisers to look for me. I just heard from the captain's contact that cruisers are searching every ship.
No, but we got away.
Yeah. Between us and Uriah. I feel like I need to tell the captain, because otherwise he might consent to a search, and then I'll never get to see Uriah.
Well, no, you gotta tell the captain. You know, they're a very nice crew. Tails
But-
nice. But
He might just turn me in.
well, no, because I'll gut him. I'd gut him if he tried. But lady, we're gonna be fine. You know that I'm the kind of the galaxy's deadliest bridesmaid. You know, we're gonna get you to Uriah, and you're gonna marry him, and I will be free. So that's all gonna happen, okay?
So she stops her pacing and kind of turns to you and turns her head to the side for a second.
You
looks
sound like
you
you
in the
were
eyes.
before. You were between me and the light. That's easier in my head.
And you can see that she has some sort of white. You know when you have the white tattoos?
Mm-hmm.
She has that going up and down her arms, except for it's moving. And it seems to, as she calms down, it seems to still and stop moving.
Oh, I won't tell that secret either, Mom.
And I trust you. We'll make it through this. I am going to tell the captain. It's the only way.
Right. They're a good crew, though.
Yeah. If they try anything, don't kill them.
Oh, okay, fine.
All right.
I
So,
wasn't gonna. I only killed 83 people.
well,
You know, it's not a lot over 20 years.
and she lays her hand on your shoulder and says, "You did what you had to do." And just squeezes your shoulder.
No touching.
All right.
That's the rule. Not allowed to touch me.
All right. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. And
Yeah.
she will go to the captain. Captain, I need to talk to you.
Yeah, what's it about, Bella?
Where are you at? Are you in quarters? Were you up at the cockpit? Where is this scene, Captain Vance? Where'd she find you?
Well, she finds me in my cabin then.
What do you do in your cabin, like during your off time?
I like to read. Yeah,
Neat.
that's what I
You're
do.
literate.
That's- I kind of took it up after I left the Imperials. I decided I wanted a different life. Not
What
quite
kind of
this
book?
one, but-
What kind of book are you reading right now? Like, do you read, I don't know, penny novels or adventure stuff or nautical? Is it reference tomes? What do you read?
Right now I'm reading about ethics, like table manners and that sort of thing. Not that-
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm so glad I asked that question. That's awesome. So yeah,
No.
so you came in. I guess knocked
Yeah,
at the door.
please come in.
All right.
What
She
can I do
enters.
for you, Bella?
There's no easy way to say this. I'm not actually a negotiator for the Sphinx Starship shipping. I think those cruisers are here looking for me.
And what makes you think that?
I am actually. My name's Natasha Siri, and I am Lady Blackbird. And I wouldn't be surprised if my father had sent these ships.
The Lady Blackbird?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't think this piece of information was relevant?
Well,
You realize
obviously,
what you've done here?
I've
They're not
paid
gonna let us
you
go.
a great sum of money to get me to Uriah Flint.
Well, it wasn't nearly enough.
I can give you more.
It's not
You're
about
right.
the money.
Uriah will give you more if you get me to him. I'm sure of it.
We've been on board a Hand of Sorrow. They've tagged us by now. They know who we are. They probably don't even know who you are. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well,
And
I
that
did
means
give them my real name. My
They're not
papers
that
were
stupid.
quite good.
okay. Let's hope you're right about that. But you put my crew at danger, and it's one thing I don't like. It's when somebody lies to me and put the lives of my crew in danger.
I can understand that.
Now, the only way you can make this up for me is if you come clean and tell me everything. Tell me everything that's happened up until this point. What's your plan here? Why are you going to see this Uriah?
I'm going to see him because I love him.
What?
I love him.
So this is a love run?
Yes. Is that so wrong?
Yes, in so many ways. But, you know, I'm not going to question what your heart tells you, but... God. Okay, we're going to have a ship meeting about this. Everybody has to know this. This changes everything.
It doesn't have to change so much. It just means we have to avoid the Imperial ships, which you'd want to do anyway since you escaped from one of them.
All right, I'll have to think about this, but it's going to cost you more. You're right about that. But I just hope we get through this alive.
We will. I trust you.
Okay. Well, I
I
gotta
don't
go
know
and talk. I gotta go and tell the rest of the crew that something's up, because when next
All
time
right.
we meet an Imperial ship, they gotta know. They gotta know how we deal with this.
All right. Do what you need to do.
Nice.
So I go
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk to the crew. Let's kind of magic of movie editing. Maybe you've got autopilot on, so the snargle can actually be involved. Maybe we have it around the cool, because there's one description of the owl that there's a point where I love having scenes around it. It is. Sorry, I actually wanted to read it rather than Rich try to paraphrase. But yeah. They gather around the beat-up old wooden dinner table in the galley every night and thank the four winds that fortune saw fit to bless them with such a fine craft. So I think it would be cool if you've pulled the crew together, as it were, to reveal this information. So is this just Kale and Snargle here?
Yes. Just Kale and Snargle, and I don't necessarily reveal the whole thing that this is, about her love and all this. Maybe not even tell them the whole story. I mean, especially since I'm not 100% sure I can trust Snargle.
If there's one thing I don't like, it's lies. Now I'm going to tell you a limited version of what's going on and omit facts that are very important to the dynamic.
Yeah, but I'm the captain. Damn it.
Yeah, the captain's right.
Yes, so I'm going to tell them that the Imperials are after her and that she's a very important person from the Empire.
You want to play it out, or you want to just jump in?
Yeah, I think the Snuggle will first ask. Wait a second. What a blackbird is? Why is it important?
If
Kale, you want to explain this to
like,
our friend?
Right. Kind of like. All right. What it is, right? She's like a captain, only of a very large amount of people, and she doesn't actually have a ship or do anything. She just sits around and looks pretty. So yeah, that's the short version. Yeah. I hope you ask for more money though. That's worth a lot more money.
Yeah, my worry is about how we're going to collect that money when we're dead.
I have faith in you, Captain. It won't be a problem. I did want to touch on a few small points, though. I recognize that you yourself have had to keep a secret. That is fine. They do happen. It does change all tactics. But on the general subject of the lady, when we have gotten rid of the baggage and collected the money, I was wondering if maybe we couldn't have Naomi join the crew. She is very useful in a fight, and I think it would be great.
Oh, no. Sorry. If you have Naomi in this crew, you don't have Snuggle in this crew, okay?
What? Why not? We have the fraternity on one hand and the death machine with the pretty smile on the other.
Exactly. How much death do you want in your life? Come on.
I would prefer not to have any, but if it's going to come knocking, I'd rather it was for other people. And there's a very real chance of that.
Well, I think there's a very real chance that one day will not be other people. I mean, I admire her killing ability, and I can certainly see she would be useful. But
Hey, everybody! Oh, sorry, I was just making some cookies. They're not really cookies. But I was screwing around in the kitchen. And I used to be the cook, so, there you go.
Yeah, we're just talking about you.
She can cook. Snoggle's food is all mushrooms, all the time, for reasons I have never understood. I like a mushroom as much as anyone else, but variety would be nice.
Yeah, let's stay on as a cook. I wouldn't mind staying here, Captain. It's all right. It's
Naomi,
clean, and I have my own space, and yeah, I'm not doing a whole lot.
Naomi,
Use the extra muscle.
could you please just, take a 5 minutes looking for other kind of mushrooms, okay? Before we just have a couple of things to discuss here, okay? This, go looking for the mushrooms.
I look down at you, and then I look up at the captain like, one of those time to leave kind of situations.
Okay, I work myself and grow a couple of feet up.
No, it made him mad. Fed him after midnight. Well, I leave the tray of sweets out on the table and walk out.
And look, she made you something.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Guys,
after she broken a couple
this is not the time to determine this. Right now we're on a mission, okay?
I'll realize, and the mission comes first. I'm just saying, at the conclusion...
Look, Kale, you know how hard it is to find a good pilot. You know this.
I know.
We finally have a good pilot, and he says he's going to walk if we hire this woman.
I would like to convince him to not to.
Okay.
All right, then. Work on that.
There is one thing that Kale said that was very important. Money. If she lied to us about her being, as you said, some other kind of captain, she owes us more money. So, if she brings us money, I don't know. Maybe I could think about, changing a little bit my politics about the crew. But
all right, I think that's fair. If it's a big payoff, we have an open mind. Law of the spaceways. Lovely.
Okay, if you just arrange this, think about getting more money, we will talk about Naomi a bit later.
Fair enough. Shake on it.
I grow myself down.
I love how mercenarial that all was.
Man, that was good.
You're like a brother to me. More money? Yes, more money.
Sweet. Vance, did you have anything else left in your meeting?
No. He's just weighing over the option of where the most money is. Can he actually sell her back to the Empire? Save her in the same go. from a fate,
Oh,
as he considers it worse than death, and he can make even more money. But then again, can he really trust any trade with the Imperials? Will be tricky.
Is Cyrus actually saying this?
No.
No, he's thinking it.
All right, 5-minute break.
yep. Let's take last break before we move to close in the last hour. See you guys in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Out of here!
Yep.
Look,
I think Cyrus is supposed to be in love with Lady Blackbird, but there's there's always the question about how much that love means to him, and also how she relates to him.
yeah.
There were a couple twisting of the knife. Oh, I can't wait to see Uriah again.
Yeah, I think we may have seen a justification for buying off that key. That was some
If he
good
wants
stuff.
to.
Man, there was some really good scenes in this game. I'm super digging this. What I love about Lady Blackbird is there's so many different permutations.
No. I think it's interesting we spent so much time of it out of action, like on the planet, which is pretty cool. I like it.
There are a lot of people who like there was even from the game we played on Indie Plus, there's talk of like the way Lady Blackbird works is it starts off really strong in that strong situation, and then you kind of have an idea of there's going to be a strong situation once you get to the Remnants, and then there's this gooey middle part that always goes lots of different directions, and sometimes it can feel a little aimless. I feel like our gooey middle part has been really chewy, yummy, and awesome. Love these scenes. Cool. So we'll wait for Captain Vance, and then we'll pick back up. I was thinking we could start off with a scene like literally at the Harping Monkey Tavern with you guys coming in to meet August Keel to get. Does anyone want to actually buy the? There's a secret called the secret of the true course, and if you have that secret, then you know how to navigate the Remnants, and you would know exactly how to get to Uriah. If not, then you're sorry.
I would buy the secret if I had the XP, which I don't. And I don't think I have a case for buying off any of my keys because I've stuck to them all pretty well.
Yeah, you have. Certainly, most certainly. Cool. All right. Looks like Vance is back. I'll restate real quick. I want to pick up, as we come back here, we're going to pick up at the Harping Monkey Tavern on Nightport. I imagine the possibility of like a scene of you guys trying to deal with the cruiser, but based on time, I think it's good that let's just maybe I'll move that forward, and there could be some danger between Nightport and the Remnants. But I have a really cool scene in mind here, so I want to get to the juicy stuff first. This guy, August Keel, he's going to be able to give you guys basically chart you a true path. There is a secret. You can actually find it on the PDF on page 10. Secret of the True Course. If you buy that secret, then you can completely traverse the Remnants. If
I'm
not,
at 4 XP.
Pardon?
I can't do that. I'm at 4 XP. I can't do it. But Lady, you earned 2 advances when you bought off your key.
Yep, I spent them now.
Oh.
Yes, you got Fly and
Blast.
Blast. Nice.
I don't think it makes sense for Lady Blackbird to know how to navigate the Remnants anyway.
Oh, your boyfriend's there.
That's true. He could have sent them to me. Well,
That's right.
could I have gotten experience for when I revealed myself? Was I acting on key of the mission?
I think so. Poll the audience. Anybody have any opposition to that? That feels right.
Come on, people.
What's he talking about again, real quick?
Oh, so during the revelation, hey, I'm actually Lady Blackbird you need to know the truth so we can get this done. I think that meets key of the mission to me, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Well, that'll give me the XP I need. So I'll go take Secret of the Explorer. You said it was?
Oh, no, it's Secret of the True Course.
Secret of the True Course.
You know how to navigate the Remnants, and you have to learn navigation codes from someone who has the secret, which will be August Keel, so we can set that up. Just as we're talking about that scene, I definitely think that Captain Vance led into the scene he had with Lady Blackbird in the Revelation. He was definitely hitting his key of hidden longing. However, near the end of the scene, I was beginning to wonder: did he buy that key off, or is that still there, just like a dagger in his back?
I think he's definitely on the verge of going either way. So yeah, not quite sure yet which way I'm going to go on that one.
Nice. I love that. I love that. Keep me on tenterhooks. That's
So-
fantastic.
I didn't really get into it in the scene, but I think she like told a story of her coming of age party, and Uriah showed up like in disguise and sort of charmed her. So she's definitely in love with him, but probably doesn't know him well. She probably seems a little naive and.
I love that. So she loves the idea of him.
Yeah.
More than it was 6 years ago.
Yep.
Man, awesome. So was this a love that was like? Did she have moments with him, or was it just one of those like, this guy's for me?
I mean, he was doing his best to sweep her off her feet and do all this kind of probably to get at her father, but she just thinks so. He's the most charming, mysterious, wonderful man in the world.
Nice.
But she was probably 16 at the time.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, that's so good. Very cool. All right, so 16. That's good. Let's pick up in the Harping Monkey Tavern. The Harping Monkey Tavern, located on Nightport, is right on the docks. So just as a quick for those who, and also to remind me, Nightport. Unlike other worlds, Nightport does not rotate, which means that one face is always in darkness. It is on this side the pirates and smugglers have built a hidden port city in which to carry out their nefarious dealings. This hive of scum and villainy is a dangerous place, but almost anything may be bought or sold here, including secrets. Which is why you are here, upon the advice of Logan Porter, who does not mind eating after other people, but happens to know a good deal of things about Nightport. Upon his advice, you are meeting with August Keel. August Keel is a red-headed older man. He's probably in his 50s. He'd be played by Eric Stoltz, except his hair is long, and Eric Stoltz, I don't remember him with long hair in a long time. But anyway, older Eric Stoltz with longish red hair. And he sits in a corner booth, so he has his back to the wall, and he can see all of the exits. He is definitely a nervous character. There's a good deal of people here. Seedy bar, dimly lit. It's Nightport, so if there are no lights, it is it's like dark here. So the outside there are gas lights, and then there are just areas of darkness that you don't want to go down that alley. So the five of you are here now. I'm curious, when we pick up into the scene, are all five of you meeting with August Keel? Is this just a thing where Captain Vance is doing? What's the position?
I think all five.
Sorry, go ahead.
All five would be better out of character because we want to make sure we all get as much action as possible before we...
I agree with that.
I agree.
Nice.
Plus we get to watch all the awkward entanglements play out in real time.
I think it makes sense anyway because the captain would want to be there. There's no chance that Kale lets the captain go in the Nightport without him. The lady probably insists on accompanying. Naomi will not let the lady go on her own. And Snargle's not going to hang back at the ship while everyone else goes off and does this because they might cut him out. So...
all of those logical statements make perfect sense to me. What does how is the Lady dressed? How's Lady Blackbird dressed right now?
I think we picked up some rougher clothing, so she'll fit in a little better. So she's dressed a little bit like Naomi, but just nicer. Not as rough.
Not hard.
Yeah. So she's taking her cues from Naomi.
Nice. All right. So as you guys are coming into the scene, all five of you are going up to see August Keel together. Like you're all in the same tavern. Are you all approaching August Keel together? I'm cool with that.
Yep.
It depends.
Is he sitting at a table somewhere we can just slide in
he's
around
sitting
him
at
or something?
he's sitting in a booth. Somebody would need to stand, but the rest of you could all slide into seats on the bench opposite him and right beside him.
I think Kale is probably watching the exits instead.
Yeah.
So, because he trusts the captain to do the negotiation in the first place, he doesn't feel the need to be there, so he'll guard the door instead.
I'm watching the other side, yeah.
Okay. So Naomi and Kale have hung back. Are you two like standing near each other? I love the idea.
I think I'm gonna grab him when it like how crowded is this place?
It's relatively crowded. There's walkway space between the tables, but the bar's full up, and it's boisterous. It's loud.
Okay, I'm gonna move my way to position past Kale and give him a squeeze on the ass, and it seems like a deniable thing to do. And if he looks to see my reaction, no reaction, just blank face.
Oh, this is adorable. I would say this Kale Naomi thing is like this is the best thing. Okay, and the lady you're walking up with Captain Vance. Then what about Snargle? What are you doing?
I think that I just sit with everybody.
I'm sorry.
I think that sit with the captain.
Okay, cool. So the three of you walk up to August Keel. Now, Lady Blackbird, just so you're aware, as you're approaching, you spot someone that you have not seen in quite a while. This is Isabeau of House Snow. She is a black sheep of her family, but she's never been disowned. She's just one of those that no one talks about her because she hangs out at Nightport. And they say that she runs a few businesses of ill repute or that she's involved in some kind of skullduggery. But she is here at the Harping Monkey Tavern. And she would probably know you if she saw you. But you're in disguise, so I'm not worried about it. But I just want to point that out.
Okay. I'll just try to sit with my back towards her, but I'm trusting my disguise.
Excellent. As well you should. It's worked perfectly so far. All right. So Captain Vance, August looks up. He was drinking. He basically kind of turned up some stew and just finished it off when you walk up. Do you know August Keel, Captain Vance?
No.
Okay. So he looks up and he looks at Snargle for a second, and then he looks at you, Lady Blackbird, and says, "What?"
I believe you're expecting us. Or was this set up, by the way, not a character?
Yeah, let's say it's set up. You paid Logan for it.
Yeah.
Who sent you?
Logan. And you are?
Keel. Have a seat. You want anything to eat, it's up to you. The girl can sit by me.
I'm fine. You're fine as well, Bella. Trust me.
Girl can sit by me. You two can sit across. What do you... Do you have the money?
We have the money. Do you have the course?
You need more than the course. You need the codes, and that's what I do have. Reaches into it. He's got like a map case beside him, and he pulls out and he rolls it out. He looks around, and here there's some laughter off to the side from another table, and he kind of hunkers down. It's like an oil map. It's like it's not just straight up paper. It's definitely like it's written on some kind of hide. And there's a look at the remnants. So if you guys kind of remember the picture, and I'll have it. Because I like this picture. Memorize these page numbers, you know. So the remnants is here, and it's just a giant broken set of asteroids. The remnants are a maelstrom of spinning world shards. They're almost impossible to navigate, except for the best airship pilots, like, I don't know, Snargle. And the Pirate King Uriah Flint is somewhere here. But what you see when August Keel lays out is there are a number of patterns that are drawn. There are several different colors as this has been inked. And then he pulls out from his shirt pocket a small rolled up piece of paper, and it's got a number of codes. And he puts that, and you can get a definite look at it, Lady Blackbird. And he says,
Yeah. She's leaning over excitedly, trying to peer at it.
"Cool." He says, "I assume you wish to find the Pirate King."
That's right.
He says he moves about. He'll point out there are a few spots here, here, and here. If he feels threatened, and I think he should, because the Empire has been encroaching on the free worlds, it'll probably be near this spot. He points. There's like a black dot, and it's not far from the larger kind of planetoid there. He says this is known as the Eye of the Storm. You had best hope that you do not get caught with your pants down there. No one will believe me who hasn't been there. The Eye of the Storm, there's an entire nest of sky squid just beneath it. And they say he knows the sky song. I've never heard him sing it. You had best mind your P's and Q's.
So what's this about probably? You're not sure he'll be there?
I'm not sure. But why would he leave the Remnants and the Maelstrom, the Eye of the Storm? That is the most well-defended portion of the entire Remnants. That is where he has his domain. That's the best place to find him.
I kind of lean in backwards and say, "And that's where you want to live forever, lady?"
And she looks at her like her mouth is open. Like, I can't believe she said this.
Yeah, Keel's like, the hell, just what? But it's fine. I don't know what you're delivering to the Pirate King, but I hope it's worth it.
How do you know the Pirate King anyway? I heard you had some trouble.
I was his butler many years. He was houseborn. He's a noble, an outcast.
Wasn't you two left together for the Remnants?
We did.
Uriah and his butler.
Yes. I was allowed to leave with him in disgrace. And I served him for as long as I could stand.
Why was he in disgrace?
I don't wish to speak of it. Let us say that it was justified.
What made you leave in the end?
The end? His obsession with some girl. Could take it no longer. He was fomenting rebellion against the Empire. Gathering a fleet of skyships for a girl. Foolish. He's going to bring damnation and death to all of those shattered worlds.
But how do you really feel?
Maybe he would just do anything for love. And he'll set them free. If need be.
Perhaps. Well, perhaps he's going to take a rock and throw it through a window. And then all of the Empire crushes us under its heel. Like it's about to do now. I see that I've done no good leaving him.
Maybe you should go back. If he'll have you.
Never. Never again.
Sounds
All
like
right.
you've just given up.
Excuse you. I'm just going to step in there if the lady sasses the guy. Excuse that. My apologies. Heated moments, heated words. Thank you for the map.
Want the woman to apologize to me.
I look over at I give Lady a look.
Trust me, August, you don't want to mess with this one.
I look at Naomi and I say, break his hand.
I just give him... Shake my head no.
What?
Oh!
Naomi.
It doesn't
his
seem
hand.
nice. I look over at Snargle. And I raise one eyebrow. Like, see how much I'm not being violent right now?
This is like her job interview. This is awesome.
Lady Blackbird rests her hand on top of Keel's, and white lines start dancing up and down her arms, and her eyes grow stormy, and she's going to blast down into his hand.
I just let go of the other hand. Sigh.
Oh, shit. I want to see how this goes. I think it's probably pretty easy with the proximity and the fact that he has no idea what is about to happen, but I gotta see this. Like, I want dice to help determine what exactly happens to this guy's hand. What are you trying
you
to...
insulted him!
I'm trying to basically just shatter his hand.
Oh, that's awesome.
You called him a coward.
This is the best. Okay, cool. So I'm going to call it a difficulty of easy, which means you 2 successes. I guess you're using Master Sorcerer?
Yeah, Sorcerer, Spellcaster, Stormblood, and Lightning.
Jeez.
Oh, no, and Blast.
Blast, yeah. I was about to say Lightning would be a totally different picture.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Blast.
Okay, that's good. 5 dice. Somebody roll for you?
Yes, please.
All right, who wishes to roll for the lady as she shatters his hand?
Last time I did that, it went really poorly. Yeah.
Oh, Naomi did.
3 successes.
Okay, so what does this look like? I'm curious how this blast appears and what happens to Keel's hand.
I think there's just like a thrumming in the nearby vicinity, and then there's just a shockwave that goes down from her hand and just impacts his hand and just smashes it flat into the table.
Oh, God, that's awesome. Okay, so as that moment is starting to build up, we cut to Kale. Kale, you've been kind of half listening, but also watching the rest of the Harping Monkey Tavern to make sure that your people are safe. And when you do, you see, along with a few other rough customers, this woman walk in, and she is none other than your former pilot, Hazel. And she is surrounded. She's got 4 other guys, and they come in, and she spots you. Like,
Yep.
she makes you. And so that happens, and then, bam, this thrumming happens, and August Keel's hand, it explodes, right? Like,
I think it just pulls, like all the bones in it are broken.
awesome. So yeah, his hand kind of the flesh just expands, and then it's as if somebody just yanked all the bones out of it, and it kind of pulps down, and he screams bloody murder and pain. There's the map's right there, by the way. So there's the codes, and he's gonna try to draw his hand up, but it just hangs limply like Play-Doh.
All right, I'm dragging the lady out of here.
I'm taking the map.
Time to
Okay,
go,
cool.
folks.
So yeah, you start to gather up the map. Naomi, you're trying to pull her away, but she is.
No, I wait
grabbing
until she gets to the map, and I'm just, putting my body over her and just walking her out.
Captain Vance, what are you doing?
I'm getting up. Sorry, did I see this Hazel coming in?
No, I was about to yell out, Captain, we're made!
Yes.
I'm getting in advance. I'm going to take Danger under Keen.
Okay, cool. Good move. And Snargle, you don't know this Hazel lady, but you just saw Lady Blackbird totally pulp this guy, but leave him alive. So
That's a thing.
so Captain Vance, when you hear Kale, Captain, we're made, what do you do?
I don't know. I just I was concentrated on the map, and at the time that I memorized it, I just lost my interest, and I just I'm ready to just leave the tower.
Good call.
Okay, so
Awesome.
I'm aware of everything happening here now.
Yes, you see Kale pointed out Hazel to you, and there's a guy who he has a harpoon gun, and Hazel's like them, and she smiles.
Okay, well and Bella, she's behind Naomi.
Bella's gathering up the map right now, but yeah, she's going to be her and Naomi. They both will be trying to get out of the tavern, which is at the door, unless there's a back door near the bathrooms. But there's the door where Hazel is.
Yeah, well, I just grab Bella and say not that way, and pull her towards the back door and get my gun out.
Nice, awesome. Okay, cool. So I think you guys are trying to flee, right?
Yep. I'm kind of hoping that the captain gives us some cover fire while we run. But
That's a smart thing. I'm going to call this, in this busy area with the fact that there's a lot of excitement and a screaming man by your table, I'm going to call getting out of here, like getting out of this tavern without any conditions. I'm going to call that a challenging. So we're going to set the difficulty at 4. You need 4 or more successes to try to bust your way out. So who's leading the charge? Who wants to build their pool?
I can. This feels like a good use for bodyguard right now.
fair enough.
So I got awareness, threats, defend. I could work in disarm, delay, and/or carry. So.
Disarm, I think,
right.
if you're trying to run away, I don't see it because
I could try the front door. Well, if I go through the front door and I want to get rid of that gun, but
we just lost the lady. Hold on a second.
Dwayne, yeah,
Lost the lady. She ran away.
So Naomi's planning on throwing herself, instead of running away, she's planning on throwing herself in the middle of everyone and busting heads.
Actually, what I was going to do is, as you tug her one way, I'm going to tug her harder the other way, swing the lady into the guys, and use the momentum to get her out the back door.
That's
We
delicious.
used to do that when they chain us together, in the pits. So I think
Okay.
I can get a 5 pool in there.
So Captain
1, 2,
Vance,
3,
you
4,
said head towards the
5,
back,
6,
and
7.
yeah, Naomi has ignored that and is headed straight for Hazel and the others.
I just shout, "God damn it!" and pull out my rifle and take a shot, I suppose, at one of the guys. I don't shoot
Awesome.
Hazel yet.
So I'm going to use 2 dice from my pool. Are you giving me one?
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to throw you one.
I'm sorry, I just want to ask a quick question from Cyrus. You said you were using your rifle. Does that mean he's not using the two gun style?
All right. I was just actually thinking I had the Imperial gun that we took off the
You have it
guards.
if you want it, but remember you
Yeah.
got your stuff, so you could totally have a couple pistols. That's no
That's
problem.
true. Okay, well, actually, yeah, guns. That's
Okay,
cooler.
good. And then I interrupted you, Kale. So what's up?
Yeah, I was going to throw some of my petty magic into the mix, actually, also. Specifically, while this is going on, I have this here shatter spell. I would rather not have a harpoon gun at us, so that's what's going on. That's my one die, is it's going in there.
That is a really smart. That's a smart move.
I think that when the captain is actually...
a lot of 1s and 2s in there, but that still pulls it out.
Nice. Yeah. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5 successes. Excellent work. All right. So I have the picture clear in my head. As you guys, Vance says, "Let's go to the back door." They start to give chase, and then all of a sudden, Naomi grabs Lady Bishop and starts charging forward, and uses her kind of like a batting ram, or
Yeah, I just swing. I just using momentum, swing around at the guys at the harpoon gun, which normally would go to the ceiling, but then it explodes for some reason because of the shatter spell.
Yes.
And in the confusion, I use the lady's momentum, so she's actually ahead of me as I push her out towards the door.
Cool. And then Snargle and Captain Vance, you guys are following quickly behind. You press your way through. There's a moment, Captain Vance, when you are crossing like a hair's breadth away from Hazel, and she's drawing out her pistol. Like, she didn't have the pistol out yet. She thought, oh, they're going to run away. And then you bum rush them. So now she's trying to draw out her pistol. She's got a flintlock, like a piratical kind of cool some flintlocky pistol. But she doesn't have that pistol out. Is there anything you do as you're running past her?
Yeah, I just say, not this time. I take the butt of my gun, knock her out, and as she falls, I grab her and take her with me.
Ah, that's awesome!
Nice.
Oh, that's so cool. Now you can buy off the hidden longing, because no, that's not going to work.
I agree.
Amazing, awesome. So you guys, boom! You burst out onto the city streets, and the owl is only, you're on the dock, so it's not very far away, but it's dark here. What light source do you have? Do you guys just want to kind of bum rush through the streets as you're being chased by Hazel's buddies?
I think so, but I wrote in the messenger earlier, like in my mind, Kale actually grew up in Nightport.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
So he knows where he's going.
That is amazing, and I love that so much. Let's and you guys did want to flee. You wanted to flee, so you've pulled that off. You've escaped out of the tavern, and you guys want to beat feet all the way to the owl. I tell you what, if you can give me one more roll at a difficulty of 3, then I'm going to say that you're able to lose these guys in the darkness with how well you know this, because these guys are bounty hunters. They're not Nightport natives. So,
Okay,
Kale, you
turns,
lead the
burglar. You can use that darkness tag.
Yep, I'm using burglar. So I'm using sneak. I think hide.
Yeah.
Dexterous and locks are not real things that we can use here. I can use perception though. Perceptive.
Yeah.
And darkness.
All right.
And Snuggle got night vision, so he could.
Oh, you want to kick that in?
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice. Okay, so you guys, there are a couple shots fired, but you end up ducking down an alley, and they run past you. They try to double back at a point, but you're able to snake through, and then you end up even climbing up and hitting a couple rooftops, and eventually you guys come to the docks where the owl has been secreted. So you've got the path. You've got pretty much all that you need. So I think maybe we just kind of have you shot like Millennium Falcon, like shot of the owl leaving and those guys coming running up. And so I real quickly want to know, Captain Vance, what have you done with Hazel? Is she here? Is she on the ship?
Oh yeah, we're taking her.
Nice. So you guys are off. You're out in the dark, leaving Nightport and headed out towards the Remnants.
Why did we bring her?
Yeah, that was my second question. One was, who needs a gun to kill someone with a harpoon? Basically,
we're taking her, tying her up, and then throwing her in one of the cabins.
I'm going to stand up. You're going to have to explain this to me before you kidnap someone, because as a former slave, this looks really bad.
All right, trust me. She's not a good person, let's say it like that. She was one of my crew members. She betrayed me. She betrayed Kale. She betrayed the owl. She sold us out. 2 bounty hunters.
Why'd we take her?
For what she
Then
did.
why'd you take her? That's my question as well.
Well, it was a heat of the moment thing. I want some answers. I want some answers from that lying, cheating. Yeah, let's not go there.
Well, I'm satisfied. But you have to let her go afterwards, or kill her. You can't keep her. And if you kill her, you have to kill her fair.
Captain Cyrus, did I do okay? You said I should fit in better.
You, I don't even want to talk about. That was that was disgusting.
Right.
What was that thing you did? What? Why?
Violence when it wasn't needed. Well, I'm not one to talk, but you were supposed to be better than me. You were supposed to be the fancy one off the noble house to to do all these wonderful things, and it turns out you're just like the rest of us.
He was not a good man. Did you hear how he betrayed Uriah and left him?
We
Using
are
the same
talking
argument
about
as
the
the
pirate
captain.
king. He
Sounds
is
like you and
not
the
known
captain
for
are-
being a good person. I'm
Sounds like you
sorry.
and-
You don't know him like I do.
I'm glad.
Sounds like you and the captain are right for each other. Whenever someone does you wrong, you can do whatever you want to them.
Don't lump me in with her.
Yeah,
Sounds similar
funny
from
to
where
let's
I
leave
am.
the captain out of this. It's Hazel. He hasn't killed Hazel. We brought her on board, which admittedly seems like a lack in judgment. But I'm sure he has a plan. I'm sure she knows something.
Of course I do. Yeah.
I trust the captain. But I'm relatively certain that the only reason I would ever get within spitting distance of Uriah Flint is the massive amount of money that is worth me to get you to him. Otherwise, not so much.
Well said, Kale. So about that, Bella, you were talking about massive money. How much money are we talking here now?
Well, you've already been given a large sum, and I'm sure Uriah will give you even more when we arrive.
She doesn't have it. She doesn't have the money. And I'm taking on your accent, and I apologize. Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll be in my bunk. You know, there's a you shouldn't hurt someone just because you can, or you're at the exact same level as me. And as you said repeatedly, you and I are different. So, have fun with the Pirate King. I'm sure he will be tremendously dignified. I'm gonna throw my cup off over on one side of my head and walk out.
Natasha looks a little hurt because she thought everybody was going to be all excited because she was acting like they were, but nobody's happy.
Oh, this is amazing. Meanwhile, as you guys are kind of arguing, stowing Hazel, Snargle up front, once you come out of the darkness that is the shadow of Nightport, where the sun doesn't shine, there's a moment where there's the sun over your back, over the back of the owl, and you see in between you and the Remnants is another Imperial cruiser, and very quickly over the wireless you hear, unidentified ship, this is the Hand of Anguish. This is the Hand of Anguish. Please turn off your engines and prepare to be boarded. Now, they are way the hell far away.
I just turn off the wireless and start the engines, and I get the owl as fast as I can from the Nightport.
Nice. So you just want to not even tell the captain, turn off the wireless so he doesn't hear what's going on, and try to dart past? Where are you headed?
No.
You're going to try to... I'm sorry.
I don't say anything to anyone. I just turn the wireless off, and I take the ship from the planet.
Awesome. They are going to send some planes your way. I think you're going to need to get the hell away from them. You've got a lead, so I'm going to set your difficulty to try to maneuver your way away from them. I think I'm going to call it a difficulty of 4. This sounds pretty crazy, right? Yeah. It's wide open sky, just your one ship. They've got some kind of blockade set up.
I'll tell you, the problem was we couldn't trust Hazel. Now we've got someone else we can't trust. Why can't anybody trust anybody?
I would say a lifetime of killing people has made me not the best at trusting. I mean, I like you, Kale. If I'd stay on with you guys, it's not going to be because of Captain Kidnap over here.
He's had a long day. All right, let's give him a break. But I like you as well.
I just jut forward as the engines go into hyperdrive. Just like, that's not normal.
Not really. I should be in the engine room if we're going into hyperdrive. I'm off.
Yeah, I imagine that. Yeah, you guys feel the speed of the owl building up as your wonderful pilot is going to try to outmaneuver a few ships. So let's see, difficulty of 4. How are you going to build this pool, Snargle?
Okay, so what I actually would do, I will take my ship in the direction of the Imperial ship, because I think that the direction they will not expect me to take the ship to, and they will will change the calculation for the weapons, so they will have not enough time to change the targets. Set. I'm a pilot. I will use my. I am very daring to doing this.
Yes.
I have an evasion because I'm trying to evade the weapons targeted at me, and it's tricky flying.
Definitely.
It's navigation. So it's
Okay.
like 4.
Yeah, 4 tags plus pilot plus doing a thing, so that's 6 total dice right now.
Actually, because as a sky sailor, I know Empire very well. I know how they work with the sequences of orders.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. You can only, unless you have a specific secret, you can only use 1 trait. So you can use all the tags under 1 trait and 1 trait alone.
Okay, so I'm using 4 for my pilot and
pilot, and then doing a thing. So you got 6 dice under the pilot trait, which is a great start. You got a difficulty of 4.
Okay, and I will add 2 from my pool.
Okay, so that's 6 dice against the 8 dice against a difficulty of 4. Pretty good odds.
Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Holy crap! 6 successes on 8 dice. Okay. Do you have a picture in your head, Snargle, for how you get away, or do you want me to take the ball with this?
Oh, please, reach go.
Okay, cool. Because yeah. All right, so yeah, you head straight at them, and you can kind of see the turrets on the cruiser all started to dial their way in, and there's almost like TIE fighters, right? There's a bunch of biplanes that are starting to come out as they've all scrambled for the hangars, and they're starting to come your way. And that's when everybody kind of jolts to the right in an old Star Trek type of maneuver as the owl just dips down into the blue and then comes up out of nowhere. And by the time you're tricky flying where they can reposition, the guns are out of position, the biplanes are going to have to veer off, and you just make a dead run for the Remnants. And you have effectively evaded their blockade, but those biplanes are going to continue to try to chase you. Who knows? They have enough fuel to keep that going. There's a reason that they stay in a hangar. Any reactions from Vance or I think Kale? You were running back to the engine room to give a little bit of steam and help.
Well, Kale's running and he's like, "Captain, why didn't you tell me you needed me in the engines?" And it's running back there.
Because Snarg didn't tell me. I go up to the piloting room to find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so you come up as he's coming up out of the kind of the gaseous membrane that is the blue, and you see the hand of something, hand of anguish, but you didn't hear that because the wireless is turned off, and a bunch of biplanes, and Snargle's just making a dead run for the Remnants.
Okay, what's going on here, Snargle? I see we've been spotted.
I just point him at the to point him at the screen of the radar, and I showed him the location of the Imperial ship, and I said, "Oh, Imperial ship, and at this point are we, and so we are getting out of there." Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, okay.
Okay, you can go now.
You did good, Snargle. I'll go and man the turret.
Don't be patronizing, please.
I'm going to say you got Key of Daredevil there, because that was a little crazy. So, good job. That was pretty risky and reckless. And, boy, Goblin's not very happy for Key of Banter. It's interesting. Awesome.
By the way, Captain, Why did you bring that girl?
You just get us out of here. I'll worry about that.
Oh, Captain, are you on deck?
I'm up in the pilot cockpit.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Hazel. I don't have an assigned role on the ship, so when you all are at battle stations, I'm gonna go wake her up and talk to her.
And I'm going to go to the captain.
Okay. Let's pick up Lady Blackbird going to the captain, and we'll pick up with Naomi waking up.
Sure.
It's going to be Captain. I have something to show you, and she shows you this long love letter with Flint's name on the bottom, and see right here where it says, "When your stormy eyes meet mine next, we will be together forever." It's a clue. It is the eye of the storm. That's where he'll be.
Oh, that's great.
I've got love letter in his fucking face. Oh my god.
And she just like holds it to her chest and like, I knew he wanted me to come. It's obvious. It was here all along. And she rushes off.
Such strong diameter.
Those two deserve each other.
Oh man, I'm giving you key of the mission just because I don't know how else to reward you for that. So key of the mission.
Right, thank you.
Great reaction from Vance too.
Yeah.
I key hidden longing on that one because that's just hasn't been bought off yet. So.
Oh, I thought he bought it off.
Just drive that knife a little deeper, a little deeper. Oh man, it's cool. So we're gonna pick up with Naomi. How do you wake up Hazel?
Just gonna shake the ropes.
Okay. Yeah, she's tied up. She's got, I don't know if you remember from the picture. I'll show you again real quick. So, yeah, he's got a cool like monocle glass thing, it's like a spyglass type deal. I think that's a neat pick.
Nice.
So she looks at you, and her eye focuses, and then the other one, it kind of rotates a little bit. What?
Did you have fun working on the owl? Were they nice?
Nice. It's a job.
I know it's a dumb question. I'm sorry they grabbed you. It wasn't my idea.
I lost money on you, Bishop.
No. Oh, no, no. Wait, did you bet on me against Rye?
No. I lost
Who?
money because I bet against you.
Oh my god. I give her like a little hug.
She's kind of tied
Well,
up, so she doesn't exactly
yeah, well,
return it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I only lost like a few times, so probably needed a lot of money if you were betting against me, because long odds. But I'm gonna make sure that they don't kill you, because former slave and all. But can you just make this as pleasant as possible?
I assume they're going to torture and kill me since I sold them out.
They don't seem the type. They get
Well,
really mad when I kill
Why am
people.
I here then?
Fuck if I know. I think they just need to know some of who you've hired and that kind of thing, and how to get you out of their lives. Sometimes people you really like, you think that they're one thing and they're another thing, and sometimes the best thing is to move on.
Well, Cyrus's brother really wanted him, and so I told them where he was.
Did they pay you for that?
Yeah.
Well, then that's not altruistic, is it?
I never said I was altruistic. I sold them out.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. I'm not good with this conversation thing. This is one of the longer ones I've had, actually. Except with the lady. But, they're not... I won't let them kill you. Okay? So just work this out, yell at each other, threaten each other, set bounties on each other, whatever the fuck you want to do, but don't involve me on it, and, you can maim each other a little. But, like, I'm starting to notice I don't like bloodshed when other people do it, which means I've lived a really shitty life. Okay. Good talk. I pat her on the head and close the closet door.
Yeah, she's got this completely bewildered look on her face as the light goes out and you close the closet door. Cool.
I feel a little better. I'm gonna I'm gonna buy off the key of the Guardian.
Wow. Okay. I don't need to watch you anymore, Lady
That's what I was
Blackbird.
alluding to. When I'm done with this mission, I'm not working for the lady anymore.
That's amazing. I love it. So cool. Anything we want to, any scene we need to have before we pick up as you guys arrive at the Eye of the Storm?
I don't have anything honestly for Kale, but I think it's come up a few times, like why Cyrus wants Hazel there.
Yeah.
And what he intends to do. So
Yeah, we can have a
I'd
quick
kind of like to know.
I kind of like to know too. All right, so let's have a brief scene. Let's say that.
And then I think the lady meeting Uriah is an important scene, so we should.
Yeah, that's
close with
super
that one.
important. We are low on time. How about we do the Uriah scene first, and if we end up like if people want to hold on, then we can do the Hazel scene. But I think you're absolutely right there. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
can we do just a super quick cut in there with Hazel? Just on the way there, I just stopped by, and I said, "Tell her that it's good that she's awake, and you probably know why you're here.
Yeah.
So where is he? Where's my brother?
Oh, I haven't seen him in a year.
You're gonna tell me. You're gonna tell me. There's no time for that now, but you're gonna tell me later." And then I just close the door and leave.
Nice. Cool. All right. Then we come to the scene of the owl. Look at the kind of the wide shot, all the rocks of the remnants, and they're all kind of hovering around this central area. So it's as if there's a weird gravitational pull, and then right in the middle is this just 100-gun ship that's just floating above this weird swirling, almost like a black hole type thing. It's very, very dark, and you can see writhing tentacles that kind of come up every once in a while, almost like carp, they kind of come up and you can see them on the surface and they go back down underneath. And then we have that shot from the side of the owl coming in to port after you've given off the right codes. And so I think with the amount of time we have, we just kind of cut to the effective throne room, the area where he holds court, where the pirate king himself.
You on the gangplank? This wonderful man?
Nah, he hasn't meet her on the gangplank. He just gave some codes. This is just the owl. How does he even know this is... Or maybe he doesn't care. Who knows? Who knows? But I see there are torches and sconces, and there are long tables here with a bunch of the pirate captains, and then there at the end is the pirate king himself up on this big throne. What is the last time that you saw the pirate king, Lady Blackbird? What did he look like? Was he dashing and handsome?
Yeah, he was dashing and handsome, dusky skin, black hair, bright, dark eyes, but reflected the light, and kind of the 5 o'clock shadow all the time.
Nice. Okay, cool. So there you go. He's aged a little bit, but he's kind of filled out a little bit. He looks really good. He's in great shape. He's got an amazing looking cutlass. It's one of those awesome cutlasses that has the hand guard. It kind of comes over and it's got a map of all the worlds along it. And he looks up and he says, "Natasha."
And she's worn the dress that her coming of age dress that she's packed away specifically for this meeting.
Dress 7.
Dress 7.
Dress 7. Nice.
And she said, "Uriah, I made it. Oh God, I'm so glad to see you."
It's been 6 years, my lady. He stands up from his throne. "Come, join me here."
And she climbs to him, and her cheeks are blushed, and her eyes are... she just looks like totally enthralled.
Nice. So he steps down a couple steps on it's on a little raised dais,
Mm-hmm.
So he steps down a couple steps and he takes her hand and he's gonna kiss Lady Blackbird right then and there, right?
Absolutely.
Sweet. So
I'm going to start clapping because it seems appropriate. Not that I feel that much emotion, but I feel like this is...
this
I'm
place,
going to look over to it.
there are pirates, and then so these guys aren't like scumbuckets like Nightport. There's a little bit more military, there's a little bit more rigor going on here, but they're definitely not like super clean dudes or dudettes. But they're a little shocked at the Pirate King, this like crazy fire blood badass, is now kissing this young lady. But yeah, so we kind of pan back. I think this is kind of going to be our closing moments of the game and the session, right? So what are what's our kind of epilogues? What are the epilogues?
I think the last thing before the camera pans back is that Kale leans over to the captain and says, "But we're going to get the money, though, right?"
Perfect.
That's great.
Cool.
Can't do
All right.
that.
So as the credits are starting to roll, we'll see like those little vignette kind of epilogue type things to see where people are and how they kind of end off, right? So each of you kind of think for just a minute. We'll do these epilogues and then we'll call her done. So Snargle, as the kind of credits are rolling, we see like a little bit of a box video there. Where do we see Snargle during the epilogues here?
Can we have a little flashback?
Sure.
So what we see in the ending, we see that actually before we arrived to the Uriah's hiding place, Snuggle has a conversation with Lady Blackbird, and he tried to convince her to not let Uriah to invade the Imperium, because it will cost a big war. So in the ending credits, we see that Snuggle is feel just content with himself, and he just happy that it's ended this way. Just he's piloting the ship. He's happy about what's going on. He's just enjoying himself.
Nice. I like that. I like that little flashback, that kind of conversation. So then I think that cues up. What is the epilogue for Lady? Well, maybe we should save Lady Blackbird for a little bit. So let's jump over to Kale. What's our closing shots, or the last little vignette that we see with Kale?
I think that Kale's story is probably tied into Cyrus's and Naomi's fairly solidly. Let's say that this particular one, because he's just had a huge score, I haven't paid off any of my keys, nor do I think he would. He's glorying in who he is. So he's back on Nightport at the same bar they were in before, and at first the camera's up close on him, and he's raising up a glass. He goes, "What's my name?" And everyone else raises a glass in the air. Kale Arkham! They down it back.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Cool.
So he has an exceptional amount of money, and he is spending it.
I love that. That is so King Arkham. Oh, it is time.
All right, we just see Naomi in a dress shop, and there's Kale's in the background, and he just says, "Hell of a thing." She just says, "Hell of a thing," and we reveal that it's a white wedding dress. Like a huge, awesome one.
Awesome.
And we just see the clerk put his hand open, and Kale just drop a huge amount of money.
That was his bachelor's party in the previous scene.
Yes! That's so
Cool.
great! Oh, man. So, Captain Vance, as we come in and see in the vignettes and the epilogues here, what's the scene that we see with Captain Vance?
Yeah, Captain Vance has he's switched sides. I mean, he's now working for Uriah. He's got his own ship and everything. Yeah, that my key of outcast, joining a new group. So why not join Uriah?
I love that. That's so cool.
I forego my whole reward and all that stuff for instead a position and a promise to help me track down my brother, pay him back.
Kick ass. I love it. I love it. All right, and so then we come to the last vignette. It's kind of one of those like the credit rolls that we actually go to a scene, you know, like the Marvel movies, right? Because this is Lady Blackbird, so Lady Blackbird gets the last scene. So what do we see in the epilogue with Lady Blackbird?
You see Uriah is at a table with his other captains, and Captain Vance is there as well, and they're talking about moving against the Imperial ships, the damage that they've done, but the Imperials have rolled out some new ships. They don't know their position. And Uriah turns to Lady Blackbird, and she's sitting at his side, and she has like this fancy headdress and a dress made of black raven feathers. She looks dark and almost a little bit imperious and powerful. And she's has her left hand, and she has a swirling ball of like clouds in her hand, and it clears, and she can see the ships. And she says, "I can tell you where they are." And the camera starts pulling away, and you see that she's pregnant.
Oh, that's excellent. That is great. Man, that's awesome. So ends our game of Lady Blackbird. That was fantastic. I love that we actually got to the Remnants. Like, there's so few in con shots where I'm able to get all the way through, but you guys pushed through really, really well. That was super duper fun. I had a great time.
I'm definitely going to give
blast
this link out when people talk about role playing, because so many moments and people. Oh gosh.
Good stuff. Awesome. So cool. We're up to time. Thank you guys so much. I had a splendid time playing this game with you. You guys are a great group of people. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast here. Thanks again for watching, and thanks for playing so much. You guys have a great night for those over in Europe, and a good afternoon for the rest of you guys.